Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Open Field. This is episode 18. I'm here with my man Early, Donnie. We got Mike. We got Evil Trent up in here. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk a little bit about Brandon Aiyuk's contract situation, the Dolphins not wanting to sign Tua, uh, the dramatic stuff going on with Antonio Pierce. And I don't know if y'all just saw this, but America just lost to Japan in football. So I don't know what's
American football.
yeah,
Let's
American
preference
football.
American
We lost American football to Japan. So
Yeah, that's tough.
all right, but how y'all fellas doing? How y'all doing?
Good. Ready to shit on Tua?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I mean, we could start off with Tua. So apparently, the Dolphins are stuck in like they're firm in their talks with Tua. They don't want to reach Jared Goff level contracts in terms of money. So what do you think is going to happen for that situation? Because does that hurt his ego? Does he end up not signing and then trying to test free agency? Like, what do you guys think?
Prediction: Tua will not be a Dolphin after the season. That's my prediction.
Where do you think he's going to go?
I have no idea, but I don't know. I just don't see I see the only real reason why they would keep him is because they have Tyreek. And Tyreek is not old, but is he willing to go through another development of a quarterback? That's really the only reason. But when it comes to him getting paid, what was it, $212 or whatever for 5 years? I don't see it at all. It's just what has he shown, especially in the playoffs against any good team, to warrant that level of money? It just no, and he's going to receive it because of the amount of stats that he's accumulated per season, because that's really how it's based around. So it just seems like kind of an imbalance of what does Tua want versus what do the Dolphins want, that I don't know will be reclamated by the time next year.
What Tua's in a bad spot because there's a couple guys to me that could, that backup that could serve us with what he's doing. I think with a guy like Tyreek Hill with that type of weapon, you don't have to. Can you guys hear me? You guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
With a guy like Tyreek Hill, Waddle, now they got OBJ, Morset, and Archon. Let's be real. A lot of guys can plug and play in this situation offensively.
OBJ.
If they're being smart, they don't spend a bunch of money on a quarterback. They need defensive players, okay? You lost Wilkins, Howard's out of there. Your biggest concern to me is, like I said before, it's getting a defense that is serviceable to help out, with this high power offense. I can name probably 10 guys who can do what Tua do at that level. I would take Justin Fields, even though he'll probably be a starter for the Steelers eventually. I would take Joe Flacco. I would take maybe Jacoby Brissett, Sam Howell. I take Gardner Minshew. With Josh McDaniels' mind, his offensive mind, and also the weapons that they have, this is if you could get a guy who can even throw further than Tua, this offense could be more explosive. We see what happened. I'm not comparing nobody to Patrick Mahomes, but we see what happened once they got Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. Alex Smith was a short throw type of guy. Once you got a guy who could bomb it away, a guy like Sam Howell would be perfect for these guys, because that's a guy who can chuck as much as he wants to and really get the ball down the field. And it could be a more explosive offense, you know what I'm saying, with just more of an arm to get it down there. I think a guy like, Penix, man, someone has to start for the Vikings. So for me, if you can get Penix or Kirk Cousins, either one of them will work better than Tua. So I think we're living in a society where we keep doing this excuse for, oh, that's what the market waits. That's what the market prohibits. But it's that's cool. But I think teams will finally say, hey, we're not going to just pay everybody. And then we're not. I think what started Daniel Jones. I think people look at Daniel Jones and saying, I will not be that. I don't give a damn who's out there free agency. I don't give a damn. I will not be forced to that.
Mm-hmm. And Daniel Jones probably played worse, especially when you look at the stats overall when he got that contract compared to what Tua's gotten. So that's going to be that's how Dak got his massive contract in the first place. Was look, Daniel Jones got paid this much and I'm better than him. So it'll be the same type of logic, which will probably get Tua to get paid that heavy by some team.
Mike, you're half right. You're half right. You're half right. Because Daniel Jones messed up the floor for the QB contracts, and Deshaun Watson messed up the ceiling. Those two contracts messed up the QB market. That's why they're talking about maybe some cap for the QB market itself, for QB salaries itself. It's because of those two contracts alone. Daniel Jones raising the floor of mid-tier quarterbacks, and Deshaun Watson raising the ceiling with all that guaranteed money, because so many teams were like reportedly mad and like pissed at the Browns for the contract they gave him with all that guaranteed money, especially with after all the controversy that he went through and stuff like that, not playing for years. So that made everyone else, Joe Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes, Jordan Love, everyone, Herbert, everyone that's gotten new contracts, it's because he's the minimum, and they're like, hey, we're all better than him. He has all this guaranteed money, and that messed up every other team so far. So
That's true.
I mean, we say that, but I think the NFL has done a good job of avoiding that contract, because if you look at it, even with all these crazy contracts being given out recently, Deshaun's fully guaranteed. So if we look at every NFL contract that's fully guaranteed, Deshaun's is still over $80 million more than the next person, which I believe is Burrow. Yeah, it's Burrow at 146 at
Damn.
and
that still hurts.
Watson's is at 230. So that's damn near 85 million more. So I think the NFL has done a good job of avoiding that contract and saying,
What
"Hey,
is Derek Carr at?
Fully guarantee. He's at 60 million.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot.
But I'm not saying like everyone's gonna get
the next. Yeah, they get like Watson has the most by far, and then it's Burrow, Trevor, and Lamar and Herbert, all pretty close to each other, and then there's another big drop off. Then it's Goff. Goff, Hurts, Kyler, Josh Allen, and then there's a little bit, and then it's Dak, and then there's kind of another drop off after that. So I think the NFL has done a good job of that. That's something and I think the players have also kind of accepted that, which I like. No player has gone out and say, I want Deshaun's contract, which is good, because I think even they know that that's kind of bullcrap, and these players want to win. So I think getting a fully guaranteed contract hurts their chances of winning. So yeah,
right. No one's gonna get his exact guaranteed money, but I feel like a lot of teams probably had to give more guaranteed money than they wanted to because of Deshaun's contract. Because like no one's gonna say, all right, yeah, this is a ridiculous bad contract, but I still want more than what you're saying, because if Deshaun has this much, then at least give me this. So like teams were still complaining because like we have to do more than what we originally planned for all these guys, because Browns did one of the worst contracts for the league.
Get rid of that one of the worst. Just get rid of it.
It's the worst, yeah.
That's the worst contract in sports history, and it's going to take a lot for it to get topped.
And also it's because
so bad, and we don't even talk about the fact that you can probably name 20 quarterbacks better than Deshaun Watson. We don't even talk about that, which makes it even worse,
Yeah, no, and I think it's also mainly because it was like a perfect storm of need for the Browns, and like the Browns were in a win now position trying to get a quarterback that they haven't had for like 30 years or longer than that. So it's like just that perfect storm, and also Deshaun wanting fully guaranteed because of like the allegations or whatever, and kind of being like, okay, I need my money. Like, I don't know if I'm going to reach another time to get it. So it was just like the perfect storm where I don't really think that we'll see that again, to be honest. And plus, like with the NFL moving towards like wanting to get a quarterback on a rookie contract so you can build your team out, like I could see the Dolphins trying to do that, especially if they have another good year and like Tua is like pretty good but not good in the best games. Like that could really slant them to it, because I could see Mike McDaniel wanting to find his own quarterback and implement who he wants to build. compared to then like because at the end of the day, McDaniel's done a great job of like kind of having Tua there and building with him, but like he didn't choose him. You know what I'm saying? Like he basically had to use him because the Dolphins picked him prior. So I could definitely see it, especially if Tua just has another year where he plays the way that he does and he doesn't improve. And it's kind of just like, are you going to pay him? Are you not? So.
Right. No, I feel. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's interesting about the whole Tua thing. Like, I mean, I respect the Dolphins for not going out there and just giving him the money that he wants. Like, I do respect that because of the fact that Tua, I mean, just overall, really hasn't lived up to that top 5 expectation. And when Justin Herbert was taken right after you, it's definitely a bad look. You know, because I mean, good Lord, what if, and I know that's such a common phrase in sports, but man, what if the Dolphins drafted Justin Herbert? Man, that would have been something. And you took Tua instead. And unfortunately, when it comes December, January time, he's just not the same player because he gets into the cold weather and he just doesn't look the same. So
that was literally like last year was just such an abominable. Like I remember watching the film, but at this point, like I just remember as a team they played so bad. Like Tua definitely was not good. There was a couple throws that he made which were ridiculously bad, but it's kind of just like bro, it's just I would rather just have a rookie quarterback in there and see what happens because just like he actually did play like a bum. Like he has not played well in a playoff game. So you might as well just try to have a rookie quarterback. And to the point, if you make to the playoffs, like how much worse would he play than Tua has in his career so far? Like that's the question for me of why I would probably move off of him. Unless he just has an Eli Manning type year. And obviously Eli Manning, I think, was better. Like, I'm not trying to compare them, but if he has one of those years where he just, like, goes ridiculous and is super clutch or something, but I just don't see it.
So question to y'all, at the end of next season, or the beginning of next season, what would be the best quarterback decision for them? Is it to resign Tua? Is it maybe to sign Dak? Is it to sign somebody else? If like Russ leaves the Steelers, do they sign him?
Well, they don't have the money to get Dak. That I can say confidently. I think it's too soon to ask that question because what pick or what kind of draft pick are we going to be working with? Because if they do, make the playoffs, and let's say they make it as a high seed but lose like they did last year, it's going to lower their pick even more. And it's going to be harder to trade up for a rookie quarterback unless, maybe one can fall to you because next year's quarterback class is a bit weaker. But, I mean, the best case scenario for the Dolphins, what I can say is that they do disappoint next year and they do get at least a top 15 pick and they can get in the range of taking a guy. I think that'd be the best case scenario. I just don't know if that happens.
So I want to say this. Sorry, guys. I had a bad connection. But I want to say there's two things that factor in. I want to say, first and foremost, when Deshaun Watson was signed, at the time, Donnie, there wasn't 20 quarterbacks better than him. A lot of us didn't even really bat an eye when he first got signed with the Browns. We were still thinking he was going to be Deshaun of old, who was a top 5 quarterback in the league. So in our mind, it was like, look, for the Browns, that's a hell of an investment because you never had a quarterback like this. 2, when Kirk Cousins decided to go back-to-back, franchise deals where the money was fully guaranteed. I remember guys would get $100-something million contract, and it'd be like 50% guaranteed. Like $50 million guaranteed with like $160 million contract. Kirk was the first one to go. I want to say it was like $100 million, 3 years, fully guaranteed, which made Aaron Rodgers go, oh hell no! Like I need big guarantee money.
No, but when Mike Vick get a whole guaranteed jump too?
Nah, when Mike Vick played back then, no, he didn't get fully guaranteed back then. Not at all. Those contracts back then were not fully guaranteed. Those contracts will be big, but they're fully guaranteed. The biggest complaint that NFL has always had is that with NBA, their shit is guaranteed, but with them, their shit is not. So what Kirk Cousins did was when he was with the Commanders, with the Redskins at the time, He was doing those franchise deals, betting on himself. He was putting money on his body, putting $1 million in his body like LeBron James every year, so he wasn't getting hurt. And he was betting the farm on himself until the Vikings picked him up and gave him a fully guaranteed deal. The first ever fully guaranteed deal. So it started to factor in like this. Nowadays, when you get a big contract, the guaranteed money is very high. For the Dolphins, I'm thinking they're saying, you know what, Tua, not only have you been hurt, we're not looking at you as our franchise quarterback. So if we give you 250, 220, but have to give you 150 guaranteed, if you don't work out in 3 years, we got to pay you that. And I think the guaranteed money is what's the problem. Because back in the day, guys was getting contracts left and right because the money wasn't fully guaranteed. So for the Dolphins, I think they think it's better guys in the draft they can develop and get for the cheap. And it's probably some guys out there in the league that'll be moved around in the next year or so that they can probably get too. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing too is that they have to pay. They're looking at Tyreek Hill like you're the reason why he's so good. Like that's a lot of reasons why a lot of teams who have a star receiver, what they'll do is they'll get that guy a star receiver, and then once they think that the star receiver is the reason why the guy's prospering, that guy's his rank kind of diminishes. We watched it with McNabb. We watched McNabb never get to the Super Bowl, and contrary to popular belief, after McNabb got to the Super Bowl with Terrell Owens, I think the Philly franchise never looked at him the same because he never got back there. So they looked at it like you need a lot of talent around you to be successful. Now, in the Dolphins situation, we have a lot of talent, but we can Brock Purdy it. Look what before that did Brock Purdy, last overall pick. He took them to a Super Bowl with the talent around them. They had to get a number 1 overall quarterback. They got a guy who was serviceable for the cheap they can thrive with. So I think that the Dolphins are in a place where they're like, look, man, we have a good offensive foundation that's going to be here for the next 2 to 3 years. We're not willing to give you high guaranteed money, which I'm guaranteeing because he had that concussion situation a year or so ago. Tua wants high guaranteed money. Even the Dolphins say Tua will give you $225 million. But we'll give you $100 million guaranteed. Tua probably wants like 175 guaranteed, and I think that's probably why they're going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I'm looking at the draft class or the free agent class for quarterbacks next year. So Dak will be there. Jordan Love is technically on it, but I don't think he'll be on it. And then Darnold, Wilson. Oh wait, no, is this year? Wait, no. This is this year. But I mean, I just don't see them having because when it comes to the top tier, they're gonna have to pay. They don't have enough money to pay that, and then you could literally probably trade up with the assets they have, so to go and get a marquee guy, and I think that's probably the way that they should go.
Who we think are the top 5 quarterbacks come out of the draft this year?
Carson Beck, Shador, then it gets even worse from there. Quinn Ewers. I'm not high on this draft class, to be honest. I don't think a lot of them are going to pan out higher than Tua.
Okay, so here's the free agents for so you have Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence just re-signed. So I mean, there really isn't anything on either way when it comes to draft and when it comes to the free agents. So it's kind of just like they're kind of in a rough spot. I guess that might give them more incentive to sign him.
Yeah, but it's the thing is like, are they fine with being complacent? Because if they're saying like, hey, we don't have a lot of wiggle room, we don't want to do too much, so we're just gonna sign him. So it might be too hard to find a better option. Then that makes sense. But at the same time, they have to realize they're probably just gonna be a playoff team.
And this is where I got to give credit to your boy. This is where I have to literally give credit to your boy. Why would they get Reece Shepard? This is why I give credit to your boy Patrick Mahomes, right? I think if you're a GM in today's NFL, not only are you looking at, you're looking at the landscape of what teams are becoming, what quarterbacks are getting there. I think Patrick Mahomes is so good that you're also saying to yourself, do I have a guy good enough to duel it out with him? And I think if you know for a fact you don't have that guy, I think that also goes to the factor of signing your quarterbacks. I think, again, although I'm not a fan of T. Law, I still think he has potential there. He's still young, 24 years old. He still has a lot of potential that he could probably, get there, has all the tools. But if you look at Tua doesn't have the tools to beat Patrick Mahomes. Point blank, period. So I think the guys that we'll see get the big boy contracts for the next 3 to 5 years will be guys who you say, can he do it with Patrick Mahomes in a one-on-one? Because 9 times out of 10, when you're especially in the AFC, you're going to have to deal with Patrick Mahomes. At some point in time, for the next 5 to 8 years, you're going to have to, at some point in time, play Patrick Mahomes. And I think he's been so great, even last year with what he had or didn't have. I think you're saying to yourself, I'm not paying no quarterback no good money if he can't beat Patrick Mahomes.
No, and also it's not like you can like scheme your way and use the run game on that defense too. So your point is even more correct to where you need to have a quarterback that can actually go toe to toe. And I just pulled up the 2026 free agent. So it's A-Rod, which you're not probably going to get. He'll probably retire. Geno, Gardner Minshew, Tyrod Taylor, Kenny Pickett. All these guys are just like, they're all literally worse than Tua pretty much. So it's like
they're in a bad spot.
Yeah, they're in a super rough spot. But we've seen teams that have been in a position like this before where it's just like they seem like they're in a rough spot and they hit on a quarterback. So I don't know. I guess it's gonna depend how these guys play this year.
They might just have to franchise tag them for a year because this quarterback class, I'm not betting that any of these guys are gonna be above or better than Tua in like 2 years.
I'll go with Shador over Tua just with injury history alone, bro.
No, here's the thing with Shador though, because remember Reek is getting older, and like some of your best pieces, like Mostert is on the older end and stuff like too. You still have Watto and Achane, but if you're trying to win now, is rookie Shador gonna be better than Tua?
He can make it to the end of the season better than Tua would.
By how much? Is it enough to beat Mahomes?
Even if it's not enough to beat Mahomes,
that's the point. That's the point. So I'm just saying, like, if you want to build for the future, then yeah, that means you also have to kind of tank for Shador. They're still a playoff team. He's gonna be in the lottery. So that means
no doubt.
So, but if you're playing this to get Shador, can you compete with Mahomes in 1 to 2 years? That's a different conversation. Can you compete with Mahomes better than Tua can right now?
Yeah,
but it ain't really Tua. Do we think it's Tua? Think it's the weapon? Because I watched Tyreek Hill not play, and Tua looked like
Shador do it? Can Shador do a better job than Tua his rookie year?
Well, Odell.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I think so too.
Well, here's
I'm gonna say yeah.
Here's the thing.
Because look what he do with Travis Hunter alone, bro.
Yeah,
but granted, it's not the NFL. That's not the NFL.
It hasn't necessarily led to like winning, but I see your point. I just think the thing that I'll give Tua is like his precision, especially like I don't know a lot of quarterbacks that can run the RPO better than him, and that is Mike McDaniel's scheme right there. So like that has to be taken into account. Like when it comes to like the deep throws and staying in the pocket and versus pressure, there's a lot to be desired. But like at least Tua gives you like a foundation of the scheme that you're running. And like, is Shador going to be able to run that the same way? I think it depends a lot about how he plays next year and how much he improves and stuff. Because there's no doubt Shador has like some certain bright spots. Like he has very good footwork. He's a pretty decent quarterback. But like, how much has he improved?
Pretty decent.
No. He's good. I'm not trying to say he's average or anything. I think he's good. I think I'm high on him. But I'm just saying like, I need to see how much he improves from last year to this year in order to make a decision on like, am I going to like leverage my future in order to get him or just draft him? Depends on where he is.
Not to cut you off, Mike, a lot of the comps for Shador are Tua. A lot of the pros and cons of Shador's game are the same for Tua's.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot of their strengths they're also around the same weight. They're almost the same height. Tua's 6'1", Shador's 6'2". So like Shador is a little bit more mobile than him, yeah. But in terms of arm strength,
but I just think that Shador has better arm strength than Tua. But I think that with
not by
Shador,
much.
Maybe not his rookie year would he be able to do it, but I think he's smart enough to run that offense after like a year. And there's my thing that I think about Tua. I think a guy like Tua needs so much around him to be successful How do you pay him a lot of money? Because y'all all said with Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy gets the bag, because y'all all believe that he needs help, if he gets the bag, that takes money out of the pot for other guys. So if you're looking at 3 years from now, Brock Purdy by himself, but he got to have a Aaron Rodgers his last year with the Packers type year, or he got to have a Tom Brady after Randy Moss and them left type year where you got to figure it out, or Patrick Mahomes this past year type year where it's like, hey man, we couldn't get you no help today because the cap is too fucked up. So you got to figure it out this year. You know what I'm saying? I think that with Tua, again, I watched Tua be a terrible quarterback before they got to Tyreek Hill. And then at Tyreek Hill, he got more productive. Tyreek Hill with Jared Waddle. And then I watched Tyreek Hill go out and he looked bad. He looked completely bad. And you could tell that Tyreek Hill runs that offense and that when he didn't have Tyreek Hill, he was very limited to his ability. And I think that when you have a guy like that who you don't think is a franchise quarterback and who you think needs so much help, how can you possibly give him what these other quarterbacks are making 40, 50 a year? How?
Yeah, he's a starter. He's not a franchise. There's a difference.
Yeah.
But every starter wants to get paid like they're a franchise quarterback. That's the problem.
Yeah, and drafting a quarterback even in the first round gives you way more avenues to improve your team as a whole, and for them it'll pretty much be defense. But they could also get a couple of guys on their offensive line to make their run game even more consistent. So it's just like a give and take thing. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to gamble on this because they're in such a bad spot. There's no sure option.
Yeah. But moving on to the next topic. So Brandon Aiyuk, of course, is still having those discussions with the 49ers. There was a report earlier today that they left on good talks and they got a lot of the things that they need to say dealt with. But there's still not a new contract. He's still not at camp, things like that. So what do you think is the future for him? Like, do you think that they're going to eventually re-sign him? Do you think that they're going to trade him? Because they apparently did try to trade him to the Commanders, but the Commanders said no. So I don't know what package.
Let's be real. Did he show up with me? Is that a real story?
Yeah. So can someone explain that? Because I'm still confused.
The story is Brandon Aiyuk was, I guess, at the podcast that Ryan Clark does or something like that.
Saw that.
And he walked in with Jaden Daniels. Him and Jaden Daniels played together with Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Also, so like when he said, like, I guess he was telling Clark, he's like, hey, 49ers are still messing around. They're not trying to sign me. They're not trying to do this, this, and that. And he was with Jaden Daniels the whole time. And then also, if you remember a few weeks ago, he was FaceTiming Jaden saying, they're lying on me. They don't want to sign me. They don't want me, yada, yada, yada. So, of course, since that's his old quarterback, people are saying, hey, he might go to the Commanders. 49ers try to trade him to the Commanders. The Commanders said no to whatever deal that they were asking for. So I don't know if they wanted multiple picks.
Is this for sure? Is this a sure thing or just a rumor? Like, has it been verified that they really trying to trade him to the Commanders?
I would have to check who made the source, but that's what the sports. That's what's been going around ESPN and all those other media sites. So more than likely, it's like 50-50, of course, with these, but neither team has denied that. But also, Aiyuk did respond to that because he said whoever made that statement, he commented under their IG. They keep saying they don't want to trade me though, yada yada yada. So that might give it more validity because the fact that he's commenting on the fact that about the trade rumor. So take that what you will, but that's what
I'll just say I don't have anything against Aiyuk, but like it's just so he's like I don't know. This situation is just so freaking weird because like when it comes to like holding out a training camp, like it's not a bad thing. Everybody does it. I mean, like there's players that are solidified guys, like captains that are out. Like for example, like Zach Martin held out a training camp last year. CD's holding out a training camp this year. The difference is that neither of those guys said anything. And Aiyuk literally
I know you're going with it. Aiyuk being real weird about it, Mike. I know where you're going with it.
That's the only thing that's weird about like, are they going to trade him? Because if you just look at his talent, of course you don't trade that guy. There's no point. Right. And it's like if you trade him, now your dynamic offense is still really, really good, but it's not like as perfect as it was. You know what I mean? So
yeah, Aiyuk is like crashing out. Like here's literally like crashing out. Like
here's the real weird thing. Well, here's the weird situation that Ayuk's really in when you think about it, because he's more than talented as a number one receiver.
Mhm.
And another place he's probably getting 15, 1,600 yards, 12, 13, 14 touchdowns if he's like a true number one option. But
if he played for the Chargers, he's putting up Keenan Allen numbers.
Yeah,
Or
but
think about the Colts too.
on the 49ers with this offense, everyone eats. It's not always going to be your day. So he's not going to get like there's going to be one day where it's just the Christian McCaffrey show. There's going to be one game where it's the Deebo Samuel show. There's going to be one game where it's the George Kittle show. So when it comes to negotiations,
but I think the truth is though they don't need all that though. They don't need
all that. But when it comes to negotiations, of course
they have Jennings. I think still on contract. You got a guy like Purcell coming in who ain't gonna want for nothing. Your offense should literally be McCaffrey, Kittle, and Aiyuk. Everybody else is just extras. Make sure they get fed, and that's it. But I'm telling you, if they let go Aiyuk because of how dependable he is as a number one receiver, Deebo is a gadget guy. Deebo got his money. Deebo deserved the money he got. Deebo ain't even good at times Ward. So for me, if I'm trying to get rid of anybody, I'm trying to get Deebo off the books as soon as possible. If somebody want to make Deebo this all-around guy, cool, do that. But if I'm the 49ers, I'm keeping Aiyuk.
No, I'm keeping Aiyuk too. But when it comes to negotiations, because remember early, they still have to pay so many other people. They still have to pay their safety next year. They have to pay their Greenlaw, like they have to pay like some of their offensive linemen. Like they have people they have to pay too. So if I'm negotiating with them, I'm saying like from a negotiation standpoint, look at this game. You didn't eat. It was McCaffrey. This game it was George Kittle. So you wanting top 3 wide receiver money when all these games other people are eating, that doesn't equate. So that's how they're probably doing it because they know that they have 100%. To pay. They have to pay their all-pro safety. They have to pay their corner. They have to pay their middle linebacker. Fred Warner has to get paid. He's the best linebacker in football. So it's like they have all these other contracts too. So they're really trying to short him, saying like, hey, all these other people cook with us. It's not just all you. But at the same time, he also thinks that he deserves like top 3 money. So it's both sides are being shiesty.
That's the reality we don't talk about Super Bowl contending teams. The guys that make it to the Super Bowl and don't win, it's a lose-lose because not only do you lose the Super Bowl, but when you make it to the Super Bowl, guys start wanting money.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Zach Martin. Zach Martin, as you were saying, like he didn't really say much. I think he said some stuff last year, but he's the best. He's like the best guard. He's a Hall of Fame. He's been a Hall of Famer since he stepped onto the NFL league. As soon as his first game, you could tell he's a Hall of Fame guard. Yeah. So the fact is he's not getting paid like one, but Cowboys are also going to be in a bad spot because they have to pay CD, they have to pay Dak, they have to like you guys have so many people you guys have to pay too. But he's like, I'm the best. I'm literally the better than all these guys at my position. I'm the best guard in football. Right. I'm not getting paid like it.
And that's why they say it's a business because in these negotiations, the teams will do literally anything to make you seem worse than they are. And that's what they do in every sport. In baseball, it's the same with arbitration because a player will have 5 years of team control where they don't go into free agency. And there's reports of teams literally being like, dude, you suck. Like players come out of that being like, damn, I suck. And that's how it is for every single sport. So I can see why Ayuk's pissed off. And he's still very young. And I think that's kind of it's just the idea of like, look, I have 3 years of solid football and 2 years of great football with you, and you still don't want to pay me. And it's like Deebo's contract is coming out next year. So I think that's kind of what the Niners are waiting for. I don't think they want to extend him right now, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence that we keep on hearing how well Purcell's doing in training camp. That's not a coincidence. If we see, next thing you know, next week, we're going to start seeing some highlights of some of his catches and stuff like that. Because they're going to be using that for leverage in the trade. Like, hey, we just drafted someone in the first round. We don't need you.
But this is a sad reality, like Mike said, of the business. Because this is where, because money is limited, you got to start being honest with some people.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Greenlaw, we love you. But we think we could put anybody beside Fred Warner and be good.
And now you pick.
Then what do you say to Fred Warner when you have to pay him?
If you want to go somewhere and get your money, Greenlaw, go get your money. But just know, we believe that if you want to get some good money here and be a part of something, that's cool. But if you want to go somewhere and get big money, Because the only way Greenlaw is getting big money is on a losing team.
Well, no, he just tore his ACL, so he's not going to get paid as much as he wants. But what about Fred Warner? Because unless Fred Warner gets hurt, you got to pay him.
And that's what I mean. This is when you start having serious conversations with people with who matters. Nick Bosa matters. Fred Warner matters. Christian McCaffrey. Like, it's a lot of guys that matter. Even I think of Brock Purdy, you say, look, Brock, we love you. But if you want to get one of the highest paid contracts, you're going to have to fend for yourself.
You're going to have to show it too. Like, you're going to have to show it for him. And I think it's also like about, as you said, like who matters. And like, I think the decision that they're coming across is that they're going to pay Fred Taylor over Aiyuk because Taylor just has more years of being better at his position. So it's kind of like, and that's the problem with Warner, my bad. But yeah, that's the problem when it comes to having a bunch of stars on your team is eventually the money comes and the contracts start to run out and you have to start paying these guys. So like, yeah, it's definitely a tough decision. I think they'll end up coming to agreement though. I just don't see the Niners trading that level of potential away because it's just like Debo's about to go. He's about to be a free agent. And if you lose both of them, let's say you trade Aiyuk now and then you lose Debo, you go from the best offense in the league pretty much to like what is next if your draft picks don't hit the way that they do or whatever. So
I think they're trying to get rid of Debo, but I think
I think they are too. But I'm just saying
last year hurt his what he's worth.
Stock.
Yeah, hurt the stock.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying that's why I'm saying they sign Aiyuk eventually is because like if you trade Aiyuk for picks or whatever, and then Debo leaves, and now it's just like you go from literally the best offense where everything's perfect to now you have to figure out a bunch of shit and you have to rely on a bunch of draft picks to hit, which is kind of tough. Like that doesn't always work out, even though it did work out for them. That's how they got the team.
And the sad part about it is, although Kyle Shanahan has been to the Super Bowl twice, it's about what have you done for me lately.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy like Shanahan, because he's been so close the last couple of years, Shanahan can't go 3 years and not make it to the deep in the playoffs. He will get fired.
Yeah, like if they somehow have a bad year this year,
he gonna be on the hot seat.
Like he could get fired this year
because they're gonna say you had a chance to beat the Chiefs when they went at 100% and you couldn't beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the crazy part, bro.
So,
what'd you say?
I said that's the crazy part. That even with the team that the Niners have, you would think they would want to blow it up just because you can't beat the Chiefs. We've seen them line up against the Chiefs twice in 2 separate Super Bowls and lose basically the same way both times.
In the games where they probably should have won too. Yeah.
Exactly.
With the right play calling, maybe a couple throws here and there, Kyle had a chance to be a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
100%.
Indeed. At minimum.
Yeah, so or at least a 1 time. This last Super Bowl was in their hands. If you watch that Super Bowl, you break that Super Bowl down, it was Kyle Shanahan overthinking it.
100%. And it was just like, in my head, I was thinking like even with what we've seen from Mahomes, I was like, are they really going to win this game? Like, that's what I was thinking. It wasn't like, until like probably in the mid fourth quarter, I was like, okay, I feel like they're going to win it now. But like the whole first half was the freaking Niners coming in being like, this is how we're playing. And they dominated that and they still didn't win. So
it was weird because Kyle Shanahan was overthinking it. You got Kittle blocking to death.
Mm-hmm.
Kittle should have had a Gronk year. He should have had a Gronk Super Bowl like Gronk did versus the Rams that year. He should have got fed the same way they fed Travis Kelce. When you got the ball back after they picked it coming to, because everybody thought that when the 49ers didn't score, when they didn't score going to the half, everybody thought, you know what, they're gonna tie this thing up coming, you know, with the Chiefs getting the ball first. They throw a pick inside the 50. On that drive, you end up with I think 3 points. Like off of play calling, you running the ball when you don't need to. Like, yo, get it moving, man. Like, you have them on their heels, man. Be aggressive. But you were trying to play safe ball. You was trying to just make it by, and that's my problem with guys that play Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes hasn't shown you nothing since the moment he touched the football field 6 years ago, 2018, you cannot play casual with this
Safe.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can't play safe with
You
this
gotta put the
motherfucker.
nail in the coffin.
You gotta say, you know what? Even if you look, I would rather look back and see a team lose this season and say, man, they was like kind of like what the Lions did versus the 49ers in the playoffs. I'd rather look back and see them do that and say, man, they kept going for it on fourth down. They finished you to the points. Didn't it say, man, they was playing passive. They were playing safe. Like you gotta put Patrick Mahomes away, man.
Yeah, and that's why Shanahan is so great, is because he's the guy of like, I'm going to do the thing that has the highest chance of working. You know what I mean? When it comes to like, what do we have versus what do they have? And he doesn't stick to his guns enough to the point where it's like he's almost playing like poker, not poker, but it's like he's playing chess in the sense of like, I'm gonna do what you don't think I'm gonna do. And like, I don't know, at some point you just have to stick to your strengths and you just have to stick to what works. And I just feel like sometimes he gets lost in just overthinking it, as you said.
Kyle Shanahan is a guy who plays blackjack 21 and gets a 12 and goes stay.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, the possibility of you winning with that 12 or the ability of you pulling something that's 10 or less is very high. Like, it's very high to get something better than that. But you said he's an analytical guy. A guy like Sean McVay will say, hey man, the reason why Sean McVay wanted a Matthew Stafford is because Jared Goff was too safe. Like Jared Goff is exactly what Kyle Shanahan wants. Jared Goff is what the fuck Matt Ryan was. Safe. I'm gonna be safe.
Speak on it, bro.
I'm gonna be safe. So what happens is when you got a guy who you say, and then here's the thing about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is the guy that he's that, you know, back in the day, it's a saying that goes on with like a chef or any position. When you're teaching somebody or you're training somebody, you rather have the person with no experience because they don't come in with the mistakes. You want the guy with no experience because you can really train him to be whatever you want him to be. The guy who has some type of experience, he's already committed. He's already made some type of mistakes, or so he already committed to some type of rule the way he do things because he's been here before. A guy like Brock Purdy, if you say be safe, he gonna be safe. If you say Brock sling that motherfucker, he gonna sling that motherfucker. And that's the thing. You have a quarterback who is gonna do whatever you want him to do. You don't have a guy who's coming in saying, you know, when you say on some SpongeBob shit, when you say be still, he go floor it. You don't have that. You have a guy who's going to say, okay, coach, if we running the ball, we running the ball. If we passing it, we passing it. So Kyle Shanahan has to use that to his advantage, man. He has to use that to his advantage to say, you know what? I'm going to lay it on the line with Brock Purdy because at the end of the day, we're still playing with house money with this type of quarterback. Now, what happens is, like you say, like I said before, when you get to the Super Bowl, now people want money. Now that same team that you had is not the same team. Now you're a couple linemen short. You're a couple linebackers short. You're a couple corners short. You're a couple receivers short. And now going to the next year is that much harder because there's teams out here that are building something like the Bears, like the Packers, like the Ravens. It's teams who are building something, adding pieces to take them over the top. Like the Bills, so you're going to go into another season, or the Eagles. You're going to another season with less talent, but you want to have the same results. It just don't make sense. And what's sad is a guy like Kyle Shanahan will do all that, and then guess what happens? Another guy comes along and he wins the Super Bowl, a la Tony Dungy and John Gruden. It happens all the time. A la Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin. It happens all the time where you bust your ass, and guess what? Somebody comes along and says, I'm going to do what's supposed to be done. I'm going to take the risk. And they win.
I'm just going to tweak it that much.
Just that much. And we're going to win. Because you were playing safe ball.
Right. Yep.
I respect Sean McVay because he said, even with the Blazers got Donovan Clinton? That's weird. Even with a guy like
Blazers, baby.
Even with a guy like Jared Goff, right? Most people say, dog, you got a first overall pick. He was an MVP type candidate that year they went to the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
He got you guys to the Super Bowl. The team rallied around him. And the next year, he got rid of him. You know why? Because Sean McVay said, I'd be goddamn if I let somebody come here and be a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl. And Sean McVay took the chance. Most people would never did that. I'm going to go get an older guy for a younger guy who can be here for a while, who I can build around. I'm going to get an older guy and do it. But Sean McVay said, I need somebody who ain't afraid to do it.
Mm-hmm. It's a perfect mix of analytical and trusting your guns.
All right. Next topic. So Antonio Pierce, his wife, just filed for bankruptcy for $28 million. Apparently, the loans got, I guess, like the loans for some car dealerships didn't end up working out. So yeah, now they're $28 million in debt. How do you think this might affect him during the season? Like, is it gonna affect the overall team? Like stuff like that. I'm not gonna be as nasty as some of these people commenting that he might start betting and stuff like that to try and make the money back. That's stupid and ridiculous. The fact that this is public knowledge means that NFL would be keeping an eye on that regardless. But how do you think it's going to affect him in this season for the Raiders?
I don't think it affects him at all. But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of it's definitely a bad situation for him and his family, and I'm not taking that away. But it's just going to be overblown in the sense of like, I mean, he's in bankruptcy. There's not much at this moment that he can do when it comes to that. So I feel like what he'll do is put everything into football instead and try to use that as a way to escape from it. And I think it can only lead to the team rallying around him and being like, well, we're not going to embarrass this guy on the field. And I also think at the end of the day, if it's really that bad, I think the Raiders will come in and help him handle it. I don't think that he's just going to get thrown to the wolves and be an NFL head coach -30 in debt. Like this is going to be figured out somehow. And at the end of the day, too, I think when it comes to the real technicalities of that, like he's the guarantor, so obviously he's still in debt. But when it comes to like he basically signed a contract giving people money. And then those people didn't pay the people that they received money from. So it's not like he just created a bunch of car dealerships and then went in debt from that. He basically just relied on people. He basically just trusted people financially that just screwed him over. So I feel like it'll get solved. And I feel like it'll probably – it won't be positive, but I feel like it won't be super negative.
No, I agree. And I'm glad you said that because seeing the way that he coaches and the way that he's so personal with his – players, I feel like in terms of the season, he can use this as fuel. He can use this as like rah. Like I feel like the way that the players revolve around him and love him, like he's one of their own. I think they'll rally behind him and they'll work their asses off for him because they know like
you just dead ass took what I was gonna say, bro. I was dead ass gonna say that same shit, bro.
Yeah, because like they know like right now this is all he's got. This is all that's keeping him going, and they're gonna put out their best work. Max Crosby might have a career year. Devontae Adams probably going to go crazy. Like, they're going to do their best for him. And I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like, yeah, he'll figure it out. Yeah, they'll probably help him out. Like, because these organizations, they're like low-key, like, whole companies. They have financial advisors. They have things like that. They have resources for these things. So they're going to help him out. And this might end up being a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, and it's not like something like John Gruden where he was just saying a bunch of slurs and stuff and people would lose respect for their coach. It's just like a financial thing.
So here's where I'll be the resignated business guy on this podcast.
Big biz.
There is nothing to worry about at all. If it was a situation where his wife got found cheating, if it was a situation where his wife did something illegal, I would say, man, this could probably affect him. But understand something. A bankruptcy is nothing but filing a Chapter 7. In business, the biggest way to own and receive and also build a level of financial stability and financial freedom is, in the words of Jay-Z, credit. So, in business with credit allows you the ability to get loans, Credit allows you the ability to open businesses. Credit allows you the ability to literally do whatever you want in today's society.
Right.
So all a bankruptcy is, what a lot of people understand is, it's a reset. It's filing in Chapter 7. What happens is you lose a couple assets. You understand what I'm saying? But the bank and the bank and your lawyer will make sure that you're allowed to keep certain things. So you keep your house, you keep a few cars. Now we understand, $28 million is a lot of money, but a $28 million isn't broke. $28 million would be a lot of money for somebody like me, somebody like Lonnie, somebody like you, Mike, somebody like Hefe. But $28 million is not a lot of money. Now, what's going to happen is, what happens is in Chapter 7 is that the most common way is that you file bankruptcy, you get a reset, they get rid of all your debts, they close all your accounts, you keep a few things, and they'll basically add that to the Chapter 7. So now those things are paid off. So if you owe a car note, you no longer owe a car note. If you owe a mortgage, you no longer owe a mortgage because you throw everything in the fire. After 7 years, that's for the most common person, you reset, your life is back. I believe that Terrell Pierce will be a coach who will coach for a very long time. And even if he don't work for the Raiders, he'll have a job. He'll be a guy who will consistently have a job for the next 10 to 12 years. So I think financially he'll be just fine. All he's doing is doing a reset. This is just only reason why it's so bad because it's public. And the worst case about it being public is that people think the way you guys think. Oh, is he better in the game? So now when the Raiders lose, a lot of guys will be like, he's trying to say that bankruptcy. No, for the common person who doesn't know what bankruptcy is, it's just a reset. It's literally basically saying, I want to quit everything I have to pay for, and I'm throwing it all in the fire, and I'm resetting. Now, it puts a negative connotation on your credit. So now their ability to grab certain equity and grab certain assets will not be able to be done in the same capacity. But if they do what they're supposed to do after 3 years, he'll be right back where he needs to be. The bankruptcy is just something that we've heard over the years, and we think the guy's broke, this and that. Most people who file bankruptcy are not broke at all. They're actually very well off.
Yeah, 50 Cent filed for bankruptcy back in the
a
day,
bankruptcy is
like 7
basically
years
me
ago.
saying, listen, this is a bankruptcy. A bankruptcy is basically me saying, I got $100 million, right? I owe Lonnie $25 million. I got it, but I don't want to give Lonnie $25 million. So what I'll do is I'll file for bankruptcy. So now Lonnie will get his $25 million in another way, but it won't come out of my pocket. I'll have fucked up credit, but at the end of the day, I still have my $100 million, and I can still build my credit back up by making certain purchases. That's all it is. It's just people who don't want to do it. So they might have had $20 million to give up, but no, I'd rather not do that. I'd rather file for bankruptcy because who the fuck want to give up that much money, even if you got $60 million in the bank? No one wants to give up $28 million because that's a lot of money for most people. So I believe that this is not even going to affect him. I think it's something he'll get asked about because it was public, and that's about it. But the biggest thing is that I hope teams don't look at, or organizations or the NFL doesn't look at him and say, anytime he lose a game, was it thrown? Was he asking players to do certain thing? Now what will happen is guys will think the way you guys think. Anytime a receiver drops the ball, did he say that? Anytime a certain player gets subbed out that should be in the game, did he do that on purpose? So that's all it does is it puts a microscope on him, wonder whether or not, because the history lately, guys been throwing games like crazy. Guys have been doing.
It's so ridiculous that people are like, "Oh, will he gamble?" It's like, "Oh yeah, because gambling is the most efficient way to get a ton of money fast." It's like, what the hell?
Even if he did that, once you file for bankruptcy, Mike, ain't no getting money back fast.
Yeah.
Once you file for bankruptcy, it's there. You can't file for bankruptcy to be like, hey, look, man, I got $28 million a year later. Like, no, nigga, you've already filed for bankruptcy. It's already a negative connotation. It's a negative mark on your credit, and that's that. We'll see you in 7 years at the most. So, yeah, he'll be just fine, man. I think the biggest thing he need to worry about is getting a goddamn quarterback.
Yeah.
No, that is their biggest need.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right. So for the last and main topic, we talking about NFL defenses. I need everyone's top 5 NFL defenses, and they just traded Dillingham to the Wolves early.
Who?
Dillingham, the Kentucky guard.
Ooh, he played for the Wolves.
Yeah,
who
he got traded. The Spurs picked him at 8.
Why would the Spurs trade? Who the Spurs won that? Okay, well, we cool with that. We need some more offense.
But yeah, so Mike, I'll start off with you. Who's your top 5 defenses right now?
Right now, number 1, I'm going Jets. due to the production that they've put on number one talent, but due to the production that they put on the field with a lack of offense. If they have a stable offense, there's literally no telling what they'll be able to do in a full season. I think number two is tough because I think it's still the Ravens, but they definitely got rid of.
Let's do this. I'm gonna let's do this.
We
Let's
do 1-1-1.
I tell you how to do that, Mike. I'm gonna pull up. I'll pull up a chart, and we can literally do team for team, and we'll go from 32 all the way to 1. Who we think the best defense is? Mind you, I probably need a little refresher on who's where. So I know who I want in like the top 3 because of just what they have been and what they picked up. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I know exactly who I want completely, everywhere. Like from ending to beginning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give me 1 second, guys. What I'll do is I will send myself the link and give me a second. So just for now, I think we should do just for now while I wait. Let's talk about who we think what we think teams need to be better.
Okay. So should we start? I mean, should we start at the top? So the Jets. I mean, what are the Jets?
Yeah, what was that chart earlier? What was that chart? Anybody have that chart?
No, that's a Riddell or random thing. They use the charts.
What I'll do is I'm gonna do the chart right now, but I'm talking about I'm about to see that chart before that basically.
So you're asking what do the Jets need?
No, okay, so the top 8 were, if I'm not mistaken, the top 8 were, so it was the Jets, the 49ers, the Eagles, the Lions, the Browns, the Cowboys, the Colts, the Steelers. So what do we think the Steelers need to make them a top defense?
A top defense.
I think probably cornerback.
Yeah, they need a second. They need a second corner and a top tier. Oh, they just addressed their linebacking core with Patrick Queen.
Yeah.
TJ Watt's gonna need a second pass rusher to unload some of the offensive pressure on him. Because he's constantly gonna be getting double teamed and things like that. He's gonna need, because Hayward can't do it forever. I don't think this year he's gonna be a top tier rusher.
Was he last year? Do we think he was last year?
Not necessarily. He was solid. He was solid.
Still good.
Yeah, he's
just going to continue to regress. That's the point.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's getting older and older. So, and when you're like that, when it's like your job to pass rush and you're already that big and you're already not fast, like he's gonna be even slower. It's gonna take even more effort for him to get off the blocks. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna be tier 1, tier 2.
Yeah.
Yo,
what's good
up,
with you,
man? I just went to get my hair cut, and I'm not gonna lie, I have a 3-strike system. And if you get striked out 3 times, then you're dead to me as a barber. And this man got striked out 3 times, bro.
Damn.
One expensive, ain't they?
Well, one is the fact that I'm paying a $50 haircut every time I see you. That's one.
Oh yeah, every time.
$50.
I pay that every every time.
I know.
And that's not with tip. I pay like 65.
Oh no.
That's not my issue early. My issue is in the price.
Ask Michael about Bombers and DC and Merlin.
No, yeah, I pay around like 45. But Riddell, he messed up twice. After you paid $50, you bet back a third time.
No bullshit.
No. So this is what I mean, right? So the first strike is the cost. I pay $45, tip $50. So tip $5 to get 50. So price is crazy. Second strike is that every time I go to you, you have an appointment, but I schedule an appointment at the specific time. That's strike 2. Multiple times. I hate when that happens. I got shit to do.
No, sir. Especially when I'm on time. 3. If we say 3 and I'm there at 2:55, why is there another nigga in my chair?
I should not
this is
be
my
waiting.
chair, nigga.
if
My
I
boy,
schedule
my boy.
strike three is I've been going to this guy for a bit. All the cuts are, they're all right. No way you mess up this bad when we have this type of chemistry. That's strike three right there. The beard
You
was
messed up
messed
the
up.
part we
I
playing up,
spent the
bro.
last hour having to like shave and remake my beard because he messed up my beard.
Disgusting.
And then my hairline, he messed up that too. So it's kind of off. I'm like, bro, it's annoying me. And the cut's
Is
not
this
even
why
good
you're not
too.
on
I asked
camera?
for a fade.
Is this why you're not on camera?
Hey man,
Come on, bro. Don't make it worse, bro. He gonna bust at you, bro. He gonna spend a block about that, bro. Don't play.
Riddell, so
everything.
Riddell,
I'm
I was about to
presentable, but
Riddell, I was gonna pull up a chart basically, but since you're here, can you pull up a chart? We just want to do a 32-1. Who has the worst defense and the best defense going into the next season?
Do you want to do 32? You just want to do like the top 10?
No, I want to do 32. All 32 teams. I think we'll run through the first 10.
Yeah, we can do that. No, I don't have. I literally probably get my hair cut once every like 3 months, to be honest, and my hair literally does not look.
Well,
like,
Mike,
it
no
looks the
offense,
exact
Mike, but as
we're different breeds
as
of
four
people.
I know
black
I'm white.
men-
Yeah, I know. That's
four
why.
black
Yeah.
men on this thing, we cannot go 2 months.
No, I know.
Because
No, Riddell, I feel your pain. I'm currently trying to find a new
That's
barber.
why I'm saying like it's easy for me, man.
a few months ago he messed up. Like the guard fell off. I don't know if you guys were here like when I had a design on the side of my head because the guard fell off, and then all I hear is "oh." I'm like, the fuck you mean "oh"? He's like, I need to make a design. What? He's like, I need to make. And then a few days ago, like I didn't even notice it, but like my girl was like, "Yo, he didn't do your lineup right." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "The bottom, like the back of your neck, like it's still like there's still a bunch of hair on there." And I feel it, and I can pull my hair on the back of my. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So yeah, no, I need to find a new barber.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I when I scroll through TikTok and I see all these fire ass barbers giving these haircuts, I get jealous. I'm like,
Well,
wow,
I need you
why
to
y'all
understand
not
something.
mirror me, bro?
Where's the
need you to
Latina mommy
understand
with the
something, though,
BBL
Riddell.
giving the haircuts? That's what I
need you to
need.
understand something, Riddell. Those niggas are very, very expensive. First of all, I need you guys to understand what the barber has become in today's society. First of all, your barber is basically like a world-class bartender, or they call him a mixologist, or a world-class chef. Your barber not only has a very booked schedule, you have to book through his schedule, through his website. There are no call-ins. And the new barber websites now, if your barber's a top-tier guy, you not only have to pay him a good amount of money, you have to put a deposit down in order to verify your appointment. So imagine, and there's no refund. So imagine a barber wants to charge you $75 for this amazing haircut. You got to put down $35 just to meet with him. Suppose something happens to you that day and you can't meet with him. Guess what? That $35 is gone. Not only that, your barber has become a guy who not only treats you like just another client, he treats you like the nigga who can't get in the club at the VIP section. Like, it's not like them niggas you see online are very cool, but those niggas are assholes. I have been very lucky to have a barber who not only I'm close with because of a long time relationship with, but I also have the ability to come at him at any time because he knows I'm him. Did you guys see on I want to say TikTok or Twitter that went viral? The guy who was in the seat in the middle of a haircut, and Quavo came into the barbershop, and that barber made that nigga get up out of the seat to cut Quavo's hair while he was in the middle of a haircut.
No,
I would have dropped that barber immediately.
That's fucking so stupid. Like, oh my god.
Hey, I know that. I know barbers are gonna be Hollywood. Of course, barbers are gonna be Hollywood. But then that's why you gotta get that gem that's unknown, unproven, still giving you $20 haircuts. I gotta find that guy. That dog that nobody knows. I gotta find him.
This guy, like I saw pictures of him with Cam Newton in his chair and like other NFL players and NBA players. So it's like, okay, I can trust this nigga.
That shit not moving me. Trust, I gotta see the cut.
He's gonna charge you arm and leg.
Yeah, I ain't never going back to
arm and leg. There's a famous barber.
They're literally around the corner. I would literally just walk around the block and be right there. But
there's a famous barber in DC.
Yeah, this one's around the corner too.
I can't think of his name right now, but he was cutting like Rick Ross hair and all that. Like Ross flew him out, paid him like I think he said like 8 racks to basically cut his hair and flew him back. Not only that, the nigga he used to cut Bradley Beal hair when he played for the Wizards. The nigga knew about that last deal Bradley Beal got with the Wizards. He knew about that deal like 2 weeks prior, dog. Like it was crazy. I remember he telling people about it, and literally the next you know, Bradley Beal got that deal. He was making like 30 or 40 a year, and we were all like, "This nigga Ben told us about that deal." Like it's the barber has become so high level, and the more money you get, the more money they charge. Man, these niggas, like I said, these rich niggas are literally paying $1,500 for fades. So imagine you cut a rich nigga hair for $15 for a fade. Now you think I'm gonna cut your hair for $50? No, you gotta pay no less than $100 to get this fade. Not only that, imagine it's almost like it's hairstylists in general. There's a famous lady who does all the wigs for all the famous Florida guys, all like Kodak and all of them. One of my cousins goes there and literally he flies out to Florida to get his hair done. You know how much he charges is to retwist your wigs? And wigs is basically the real big dreads and like real stiff.
Yeah.
You know how much he charges? Anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, depending on how much hair you got.
How much money is he making a year? What the?
Oh, my homie, he's one of my cousin. He and I got into business with him. He owns a legal weed business that makes like $35,000 a month. So he owns
him too, but the barber. Because how?
Oh no, it's a woman. It's a woman who does it. It's the one.
Barbers can make bank. Barbers can make bank.
I know barbers. I know barbers who do $500,000 a year.
Yeah, especially if they create content with their cuts too.
Yeah. It ain't. Listen. Even the average barber, Mike, makes like 60 to 75 a year.
Yeah,
that's the average barber.
Dude, if somebody came up to me, if I went to a barber and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to pay $50 for this cut," I'd be like, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna go," because for me, it doesn't matter at all.
That's our life, bro. I'm
just saying for me, like unless somebody literally destroys my hair, because like it's for me, like I don't have to worry about the hairline. Like my hairline goes back, but nobody sees it because like my hair flops down. So it's just like if somebody's paying that much money. No, like I will literally go to like a dog shit barber. Like
guys like Hefe who have dreads, guys like Trent who have dreads, guys like me who have long hair. If you don't have a female in your life who you're either fucking that can give you a good discount, or just a family member who really fucks with you, you're paying buku dollars, dog.
Yeah,
but I'm paying 40 for a temp fade and get my shit lined up. And of course, I always
for a retwist, Mike. Or did your girl do it? Did your wife?
Oh, my girl do that. We ain't playing them games, bro.
If your girl didn't do it, how much would you pay?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, but I know niggas that dread doing that right now.
Yeah, I know. Like for me to get plaits or cornrows, this and the third. Like if I didn't, like my homegirl does it because I have a person who knows me who does it for like 60. But I would easily pay 250, 200, 250 for it. Like to get all them dreads, like guys like Hefe have, like long dreads like that, easy pay $250, $300 to get them.
Bro, I used to hate having braids. That shit's not it for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm cool with the no hair, not bald.
No hair gang.
Sorry about that barber experience, man. We all know in the black community, man, a man's barber it's almost a man would rather tell his barber to death do us part than his wife. Trust me, because. Man, we will literally have a barber until he dies. I promise you.
Having a good barber is
Miami, man.
When you get that barber that you've had since you was a kid, and he retired, because we all retire eventually. To go find another barber it's
worse than finding a girl.
Man, it's hard.
Oh, facts. Hey, I'm gonna have to after this. I'm gonna have to kind of really try to do some magic to fix this hairline thing. I'm gonna have to it, unfortunately. Because I'm gonna have to you it.
You
have to just go back to a do-rag Riddell. You just have to do that for a while.
That's all.
I mean, it's presentable, like, but I mean, if you look closer, you can notice that it's off. So that's why I have to it, and then it'll be okay.
You guys see, I know this is a football channel, but you guys see how much they paid how much they're gonna pay OG Anunoby. Man, this is a weird league, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
and
getting like
the Spurs fumbled on that trade. They're only getting, they're
235.
getting a 2031 pick and a pick swap in 2030. How the hell does that help Wemby? How the hell does that help Wemby?
They got two first round picks. They just
No, they
picked
got
two
one
players.
pick and a swap.
No, they just drafted two people in the top 10.
No, one of their picks they traded to Minnesota.
I don't think so. I think they got two
No,
picks.
it's official. their number 8 pick, Robert Dillingham, they traded to Minnesota for a 2031 first round pick and a 2030 swap.
Oh, why? Why
Yeah,
did they
that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why would you do that?
That's,
All right, let's get to this top 32. So again, for me, I'm trying to figure out.
We start from 1 or 0.
We start from 0. 32. Who's the worst defense in the league?
Damn, worst defense.
We're gonna start with the best.
Nah, with the worst.
Shit, bro. I don't know. Let me think.
The worst defense in the league. Is it the Commanders?
I'm gonna have to pull up all the teams so I can
Yeah, same here.
kind of assess all of them.
Panthers were pretty. I don't know. What did that?
Panthers got a good defense.
Panthers, Commanders.
Falcons were.
Panthers have a good defense.
Yeah, they do.
No.
You
Falcons?
sure?
Yes. Well, next year they will be worse. So that's okay. They will be worse, but they won't
Will
be
they
one
be
of
the worst?
Okay, the contenders for the worst defense next year are the Commanders, the Cardinals,
Mm.
I don't want to say the Broncos. I don't want to say that.
The Falcons.
Are the Dolphins there?
Falcons won't be worse.
How do we feel about the Saints?
Saints will be good enough. They still got Tyron. They still got Lattimore.
How do we feel about
Oh,
Seattle?
the Cardinals. What am I talking about? The Cardinals. Who do the
It's
Cardinals?
either Cardinals or
Cardinals
Commanders have the worst. Either the Cardinals or Commanders. I would say Commanders personally.
I think the Commanders are actually going to do good next year.
I don't think they'll have a good
I don't
defense
think
at
the
all.
Cardinals really have anybody of note besides Buda Baker.
Well, they
have-
drafted a first round pick for edge rusher and Darius, and they have their head coach used to be a defensive coordinator from the Eagles, Gannon. The Commanders, I mean, yeah, Dan Quinn, but maybe the defensive line is all right. I mean, it's between the Commanders or Cardinals. That's
All right, so here's what I'll do. Here's what I will do. I'll look at rankings from last year, and I'll look at rankings projected going into this year, and I'll tell you who they got guys being. I actually like that. So, the all-out consensus are, oh boy,
Argo from earlier this month has
the Cardinals.
Panthers
The
rated.
Cardinals are the worst defense going to this league.
I'm not mad at the Cardinals. We could say
So the Cardinals don't really have nobody but Buda Baker, man.
they have the
Yeah,
first round
pretty
pick, Darius Williams. Worst, the best defense.
How good is Darius? How good was Darius last year?
I don't know, but it was a first round pick. That's all I know.
That don't mean nothing.
Hey, man.
That means nothing. I'm looking at let me look at his stats.
They lost a lot of D linemen. Yeah, they have the worst defense going to next year.
All right, I'll go Commanders next then.
Yeah, I'll go Commanders too. I can't think of a player on their defense.
And I think
Who would
after
be their
that,
best player?
I'm
So they
going,
just got some linebackers and shit. I think Washington's going to be pretty
hold
okay.
up. I think the Denver Broncos are number 2.
I think they're up there because didn't they lose? They lost people, right?
Well, they lost Justin Simmons. Other than that, their defense. I don't think they're deep. Well, they're maybe because they did lose Vic Fangio. They still have PS2.
They do have PS2, yeah. They do.
I mean, the Broncos are a shout. Last year they weren't the greatest defense.
I'd still would put them somewhere in the bottom 5.
I would say
But they lost Josie Jewell and they lost Justin Simmons.
You're breaking up early. You're like all raw
Hold on.
about it.
1 second.
Yeah, but besides Pat Surtain, like they lost Simmons, so they lost their Pro Bowl safety. They don't have any pass rusher of note. Can anyone name their linebacking core?
Shit.
Nobody that matters. I mean,
So
the reason why they're ranked so low last year, though, is because of the Dolphins game. I think the Commanders were a worse defense, and I think the Commanders are still going to be a bad defense. But I mean, I could see Denver Broncos being the worse than them. Like I don't care, to be honest. You want to say Denver?
we can go Denver.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Tennessee's up there.
Nah, I can't.
I would not before like the Panthers or like the Falcons or.
I think Panthers are number 3, guys. I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, our secondary is gone. Dante Jackson's out of there. Shaquille Griffin's out of there. Jeremy Chin, C.J. Henderson. We got Jordan Fuller and Nick Scott taking over. We don't really have nothing, man. Like we got Jadeveon Clowney, but he's at the end of the line.
I mean, he had a really great year last year. The Panthers were an average defense last year,
but he had a really great year on a great team. Like we're wanting him to now be Burns. He don't have that. He don't have number 1 pass rush. He's not best.
Never been a number 1 pass rusher.
But he doesn't need to be your best defensive lineman because Derek Brown is your best defensive lineman, right? So he's going to get most of the attention, and then you still have J.C. Horn, and the core piece is still there for the most part. A lot of the wins you guys had last year was in part due to your defense. Like the defense carried your team to stay in these close games. I mean, like look at the Texans.
They stay healthy.
They shut down the Texans and CJ Stroud.
But do we think they're better than any other team? Do we think they're better than Tennessee?
Whose defense is worse? Well, all right, let's think.
Are they better than the Falcons?
The Falcons' defense
is better than ours. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Arguable. Raiders maybe. Chargers is
Raiders. Hell no. Raiders gonna be a top 10 defense.
I do not agree to that. We'll get to that. I do not.
Are they better than the Bengals defense?
Yeah. No.
I
think the only one we can argue for is us or the Chargers, because Chargers gonna still suck this year. I don't care.
That's why I think we should go from best to worst. I think it would be easier. I'm not.
All right. Well, we can start. All right. So just flip it and keep those 3, because we'll keep those 3 at the bottom, and then we'll start with the best.
Yeah, because that's just easier to do in terms of ranking.
I'm still making Cleveland number 1. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I got the Jets.
Jets or Cleveland number 1 for me, but I like the Jets.
I like the Steelers.
Cleveland at least top 5.
Best defense, the Jets or
Jets.
Cleveland. It probably is the Jets. Yeah, I would go with the Jets,
and then maybe Baltimore to that top 3 too.
New York Jets.
I'll be right back.
Cleveland Browns. Number 3. Now this is kind of interesting because like
it could be Eagles, it could be
49ers,
49ers. It could be the Chiefs.
Yeah, I also agree. Chiefs, 49ers. Those 2. Okay, so the top defense, the ones that we can say is like elite are the 49ers, the Chiefs defense, the Ravens defense, the Steelers defense, and maybe I would put question mark in Eagles. We have to see how they do. But though the 4 that I mentioned, I feel like objectively are elite defenses.
I'll go Eagles just off of what they have.
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of it, but there's some young players in the secondary. Vic Fangio is a elite defense.
But mind you, this is just okay.
So
So then this is projection. So okay, well I'm gonna go Baltimore then, because I don't really see what Baltimore lost completely to make them fall off a ship. So I think they're at least still top 3.
Wow, they lost Mike McDonald, their defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
They lost
Patrick Queen.
They lost Patrick Queen, and they lost Geno Stone.
No. Did they lose Marvin Humphrey?
No, he's still there.
So I still like them as a top 3 team.
All right. I am curious to see how they'll perform without Mike McDonald, because He was a G. He coached up an elite defense.
That's true.
Um,
Do we like them? Or we like Pittsburgh.
Steelers,
Um,
49ers,
think
or Chiefs. I say Chiefs.
Yeah,
Chiefs.
I would say Chiefs too.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
Number 4.
because even though the Chiefs lost L'Jarius Sneed, which is a loss, of course,
Make
they
it a
do
little
have
bigger,
enough depth to
Riddell, please.
replace him.
Make it a little bigger, please. Just a little bit.
The font or zooming in.
Either zoom in or phone, either one that you like better. That's cool. It's perfect. I think we go Steelers in number 5. I think Steelers will be a top 5 defense for sure. You like Steelers top 5, Mike? Jefe?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you,
Sorry,
Mike?
Dude was
Yeah,
doing
no, I'm
laps
with
on the
that.
cul-de-sac.
You said
I'm
do with
definitely
what?
with that.
My DoorDash was doing like a whole laps around the cul-de-sac. Couldn't find me.
I think in number 6 right here we go San Fran.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So yeah, these are all the stamped elite defenses, in my opinion. That like I am confident that they will be elite defenses. Now is like they might be elite defenses. Would be the Philadelphia Eagles because I can see them being elite. I just can't guarantee it.
Yeah.
No, I think they're gonna do a lot better this year. And then
I think right after that,
I have the Lions.
no.
I got
After
Dallas
that,
over the line.
I'm about to say I like Dallas. I like both the Texas teams. I
Yeah.
like Dallas or Houston.
Oh, I did.
I was gonna
Mm.
say Houston
I like
too.
Dallas over Houston.
I agree. Yeah, I think Dallas because Dallas have big.
I want you to know they have
I like Houston more than Dallas.
I did look at 3 different sites and Raiders are even between 6 and 9. So I just want you to know everybody has the Raiders ranked very high going to next year.
I mean, we'll see.
That's fine, but as Josh is saying, Patriots is at least 10. I don't give a damn.
Nah, come on, man.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
We want to bring up stats from last year. We want to bring whatever.
Hey man, there's a glaring
Cowboys right here.
difference
We can put Cowboys
from
right here.
last year and this year.
Yeah,
Glaring
we got even better, and
We can
Christian
put-
Gonzalez is gonna be back.
We can put Cowboys
I-
right here. I think Patriots should go at 15, middle of the pack. 15 and 16.
We're way better than a 15 defense. What? That's insane.
Well, let me see what
we can talk about it. We can
Look at the scores.
they have
Look at
y'all
the-
ranked. They have y'all ranked 13 here.
Look at the scores last year.
I don't care about last year. You know why I don't care about last year? Because there's a certain 7-year-old who's dating a 24-year-old right now that's not on the team anymore.
Yeah, but
So
the person
that
that was
is
helping
a
be in charge of that
glaring
defense, he's
You guys were
still
24 takeaways last year. You only had 10 interceptions. Like,
Jeez.
I think y'all will be better because you lost Jalen Mills and Miles Bryant, but you do have a healthy Christian Gonzalez going to the season, who I think can be a top 3 to 5 corner after this year. So
Yeah,
I do like
I
that.
don't think they know who DeMarcus Covington is. It's okay. They'll
I know
learn.
who Bill Belichick is, and
Yeah,
I
do you
need
know who Gerard
the
Mayo
Patriots-
is?
I think
the
Texans go right
Patriots are
here.
prove it to me. That's what the Patriots need to do.
I
They need
think
to prove it to me.
Texans go right here. I think the very next one is Oakland Raiders. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Texans. Are we saying Texans right here?
Yeah, Texans right here. Now I need you to know that Raiders defense was literally
hold on.
one of the number 1 defenses scoring going into the second half of the season. They added Christian Wilkinson.
Mm.
Okay, I have some contenders in this.
I forgot about that, bro.
So
Christian
here's my
Wilkins,
contender.
you have Antonio Pierce. Once Antonio Pierce took over,
Yeah.
it was a problem.
Oh shit. Christian Wilkinson and Max Crosby, bro. That's crazy.
Hold on. I got some contenders too, right? So, okay, let's say Raiders are a contender. Texans are a contender. Sure, we'll send the Patriots. They're a contender too. I feel like the other contenders would be the Chicago Bears. I feel like they would be contenders in this.
Oh,
Cincinnati Bengals would be a contender for this. The New York Giants.
No.
would be a contender for
They
this.
got Giants ranked.
Oh.
I hate
Yo, the
Bears
Buccaneers go over 2
I
of the
hate
3
to be the
of
bearer of bad news.
bro.
The Buffalo
have
Bills
Giants ranked.
also should be a
I
contender
hate
for
to be
top
the
10
bearer of
defense.
bad news. They got Giants ranked at 30.
Hey, Josh.
They are on crack if they
Josh-
think the Giants will be a 30th ranked
Huh?
defense last year.
Josh, aka Darth Vader, he wants a link because he says that we're being gross.
Oh, Josh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, damn. Who get the link to Josh?
It
I
wouldn't let me
drop it.
post,
I'll
wouldn't let
drop
me
the
post the
link.
link in the chat.
I just put it
Yeah.
in the chat. I feel like all the teams I said. I feel like the Bills could be a top 10. No, I feel like the Bills will be a top 10 defense again. They're like always a top 10 defense.
I don't
every
think
year.
they're gonna be a top.
No,
10.
hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
Please,
No, we're not gonna act like they
Not
didn't.
this
Hell
year.
no. Hell no.
What?
Hell no.
What is the glaring difference from this team?
There's
Middle
I'm
linebacker.
not mad at the
captains
Bears,
on the
but if
literal
I'm being
captains on their
honest, I
defense.
think the Bears have a better defense than Dallas. Then I think you put Bears at 8.
I don't know.
I can see.
I
The
don't
only issue I have with the Bears is their pass rush, but I can see the Bears being a better defense than the Cowboys. I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Man.
I feel like the Bears need to be top 10. I could argue the Bills, but I won't. But I feel
The
that the
Bills
Bears.
defense is nice.
The Bills
The-
are not a top 10 defense. They're not.
No, Bills defense is not good.
That they're going to be good next year. I'm telling you.
I must so look. I'm
Based off of what?
I'm taking
Their
Chicago.
roster, what they are.
I'm taking
they're-
They lost,
Chicago.
they lost some of their biggest pieces on their
I'm
defensive roster.
taking
They
So
lost
that-
two safeties, one injury
Stop it.
prone,
Can we
the
stop
other
it?
one
Can we
sure.
stop it?
Their
It ain't never stay
secondary-
healthy. It ain't
and
never stay
they're,
healthy.
they're still their captains on their defense. So what do we mean?
I'm
Yeah, they
taking
lost.
Chicago over Dallas. I think going to next year, and I'm glad we're putting Dallas second after 8, and putting Houston at 10, and then I want them Raiders at 11.
Why are the
Josh,
Raiders 11?
Josh, please tell them about the Patriots.
All right, so let me tell you guys about the Patriots defense, right? Statistically, obviously they were a top 10 defense again, but you guys have to understand something when considering that. The Patriots edge rushers, both of the starting edge rushers were hurt the entire year. Their pass rush was literally thriving off one man alone. You know that man is Christian Barmore, and he was getting double teamed on every single pass rush snap he had. And on top of that, the whole secondary was hurt. Christian Gonzalez was hurt. Marcus Jones was hurt. The only guys in the secondary that were actually healthy were Jabril Peppers and Kyle Duggar. The cornerback room was completely tattered. But the defense still remained top 10. You want to know why? Because Christian Barmore, the linebacking group has been really good. Jelani Tavai and Jawan Bentley are the two most underrated players in the NFL. They both play like top 20 linebackers this season, and nobody talks about it. But just because they're not big names, people are going to be like, oh, it's just Bill Belichick. Nah.
I don't think they're better than Detroit. I don't think they're better
I think the
than.
Patriots defense better than Detroit. Because the Patriots defense, despite all their injuries, they've been one of the best tackling defenses in the NFL, arguably the best tackling defense in the NFL.
Would you take the Patriots defense over Chicago defense right now?
I don't
Especially
care.
what they showed
I'm
in the second half of the
taxing.
season?
I'm doing the Bill Belichick tax for sure.
I mean, that's
what
fair,
I'm
but like
on that.
Gerard Mayo
Nasty.
and DeMarcus Covington were huge.
He's one of the
pieces,
greatest
huge
defensive
parts of
minds
the coaching.
in the NFL history.
So is
It's not
Fangio.
good.
So should we knock the Kansas City down because of that?
Who? What? Say that again.
Because so is your defensive coordinator. So does that mean that they're not as good as you think they are?
Spags is still on the team. What do you mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying, so if he wasn't, so where would they rank? Would they be like?
Oh, they would drop. I get.
Yeah,
hey,
that matters.
They
That
would
matters.
drop if Spags was.
Look at we gotta be
I am
very
telling you right
very
now.
very we gotta be very honest about defensive offensive coordinators. We saw what the Eagles was the year before and what they were last year because of loss of offensive coordinator. That
Our
shit matters.
defensive
man.
coordinator still on the team.
Yeah, Gerard
Belichick
Mayo
is
is still
not
on
on
the
the
team.
team.
Mayo was in charge of the defense,
But
he's
he
now
was
the
not in
coach.
charge of defense when fucking what's name was there, man. Stop it.
No, listen, Gerard Mayo played a huge role on that defense. A huge role.
That's
Like,
fine.
if
You know who
coordinator
played
just
a huge
play a
role,
huge
Josh?
role.
When he
What kind of
actually
sense does that
played
make?
on the defense and made tackles, god damn it.
If he actually lives up to it, I'm cool with that. That's why I'm gonna wait and
the
see what the
defensive
Patriots.
coordinator
But-
y'all
but
can
it's
wait
on the team, but like, no, now the defensive
Hold on,
got
hold
the
on.
job. That
It's
makes
very
sense.
similar.
That makes sense.
Hold on. It's very similar to like the Chiefs situation, right? When you have, I'm not even going to talk about Nagy, Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid. We knew was in control of the offense, but they did have an offensive coordinator in Eric Bieniemy. But we weren't going to say that
They're not
Eric
a number
Bieniemy
10 defense
taking
on this
control
list.
of the offense is going to be at the same level as Andy Reid. So that is why I'm looking at the Patriots defense, because despite the injuries that you were talking about, Josh, which I agree with, despite of the lack of pass rush, they are still a top defense. It doesn't matter what Belichick has; he keeps on creating top defenses. That's why I'm questioning.
One of y'all put your
okay,
money where your
what
mouth is.
happens
I want to put
when
100
he's not
down.
there?
I mean, that's fair.
I'll put
but
100 down that
Gerard
Patriots
Mayo
end up being
and
a top 10
DeMarcus
defense.
Covington there's such big parts of the defense. Like I feel that
I also think that I'm looking at teams like the Lions. I'm looking at teams like the
I'm not putting the
Jaguars.
Lions above the Patriots.
Quietly, the Jaguars, the Jags are going to be a very good defense next year.
Not above the Patriots. The
They're
only
not
one,
better than Patriots.
yeah,
They're
the
not.
only one I would give you is I low key still want to push that Bills. But Raiders is an interesting one.
I don't think the Raiders have an
No one
argument.
wants to take my
Like
bet.
their secondary is still pretty bad, and their linebacking
I
group
agree.
is quite literally nothing. Like they have Christian Wilkins, Max.
They were
Crosby,
number
cool.
one at scoring last year in the second half of the season. Why are we just saying they're bad? What are we talking about?
I mean, cool, but like their secondary is not gonna be able to hold up the entire season. Like Jack Jones is cool, but like at the end of the day, like you have to understand, Jack Jones is like CB4 on the Patriots. That man could barely even get on the field for us. Like, and on top of that, their linebacking group not good whatsoever. And besides Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins, they have no depth. Like you guys have to understand, defensive line rotations are extremely important when it comes to getting.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So what is the argument? There's actually, because I'm looking at the other one, I'm actually okay with Patriots going here, but what would y'all argument be for the Patriots over the Cowboys to put them in top 10?
No, I don't think they're better than the Cowboys, to be honest.
And they ain't better than Chicago. I think Chicago will be a top. Chicago might be a top 5 defense this year. Especially with Chicago's offense. Like, come on now, dog. Part of Chicago's downfall, honestly, was how bad their offense was at times, putting them on the field too much. I think Chicago is easily probably a top 5 defense next year.
You saw, and to credit Eberflus, nobody talks about how when Eberflus got Montez Sweat, he was actually able to do a variety of things with their defense, and he was actually able to get creative, and they were getting to the passer way more. Like people were trying to call him a fraud just because that he had literally nobody on that defensive line. So credit to Eberflus. That man was coaching up a good defense.
Oh, for sure. I 100% agree.
If they get another good defensive lineman, they're definitely going to be a top 5 team.
For sure. They have loads of money, too.
All right.
I like the Saints, too.
Saints are interested. Okay, now we can kind of get into some of the – I feel like the Bills.
I think Raiders go right here, dog. I think the Raiders going to be a top. I told y'all before, I think I got money. I got to go look back, but I bet somebody money that Raiders going to be, if not 1-2 in the division next year.
Oh, you bet me money.
Yeah, I think what I said. What was the bet?
Raiders are going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC West.
I mean, wow. There's still Lions in the Packers. Do you think?
I can see that though. I can see Raven pulling off number 1.
Raiders.
And
the Raiders better. Hold on.
I think the Packers are a sneaky defense.
What is the argument early that the Raiders have a better defense than the Giants?
Yeah, Giants defense.
They literally have Giants defense ranked 30th, guys. So I need y'all to know that.
What they on crack. Do you see our defensive line?
They're gonna have Aziz, what's his name? Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, who's arguably the best D tackle in football. Like, bro, their D line's gonna be scary. And Kayvon, I didn't even mention Kayvon.
You might have the best defensive line in football. Like
their D line's monstrous.
I think the best D line. I think the best
have a better D line, but they're like top 3 at least.
And don't forget, Deontay Banks is going to develop into a monster too. So,
he is pretty good. So they got. I'm sure they got. I'm looking at, and this is more than one jump. They got Panthers number 32, Atlanta 31, Commanders. I will always say Redskins. They have the Giants. So the other one got Giants ranked 30th. This one has Giants ranked 25th. Draft isn't a great athlete, but also so they don't have high regards on Tyler or Phillips. Although Brian Burns and they say they like Kevon, Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence. So y'all will have a great D line. But y'all have a new defensive play caller this year. But there's a lot of upside for you guys, but they just saying they don't think you guys are going to be a top defense next year. I also think with your guys' offense, it'll put you guys in a lot of bad positions, which will make you guys be that much worse, I think, when it comes to just how many snaps the defense will be playing. I don't give a fuck how good of a defense you have. Can't nobody play on the field for forever. So
I feel like the same logic applies to the Raiders.
So let's look at the Raiders. So they got Chicago ranked number 10, Houston number 6. Cowboys ranked so high, man. I don't know why. The Raiders. Josh is right. I think the biggest concern for the Raiders is them stepping up on the back end.
Secondary.
Yeah, they got Jets. So they got Jets, Cleveland, This is another jump. They got Cowboys ranked number 3. It's so crazy.
Oh, the Bengals probably should be here too.
Kansas City's number 5, Texas number 6, 49ers number 7, Pittsburgh number 8. Ooh, wait a minute
Early,
now.
I'll tell you this early. If
They got Patriots ranked number 9. Damn. They got Bears ranked number 10. Jaguars ranked number 12. Detroit ranked number 11. Green Bay number 13. And Bills 15. Wow, they got Bills high.
Bills
New
should
Orleans,
be
16.
high.
Minnesota
15
17.
is middle of the pack.
Rams
Bills should be
18.
higher.
Tennessee 19.
No,
Miami
they're moving pieces and
20.
not replacing them.
Tampa Bay 21.
Miami's
22.
too low.
Wow, that's crazy.
Miami's too
Philly,
low.
Philly 21.
Where's Cincinnati?
Cincinnati is ranked. Give me a second. They got Oakland ranked. 14. 17. Okay, cool. Let me see if Cincinnati's ranked. They got Cincinnati ranked low, I think. Let's see. Cardinals 27. Cincinnati 26.
They are disrespecting the Bengals.
They say Cincinnati defense coordinator Lou doesn't have the talent or experience in the secondary to make his system work last year. Fortunately, safety Von Bell has returned. Cincinnati added playmaker Geno Stone as a safety. The Bengals defense would still greatly benefit from adding another edge rusher, and we don't trust their number 2 cornerback station, which is a unit that is quite the witness to. So their biggest problem is that with Lou, he's a big blitz guy, and you have to have great corners the same way the Ryans did with my guy Rex and his brother. They're big blitz teams. But they think that a lot of people think that Trey Henderson will be traded too. So they got a rank 26, man. They're low. But you know what? The Bengals defense hasn't been good the last couple of years, guys. Let's be honest. It's been shootouts.
They always step it up in the playoffs. But okay. I say number 12.
Lions?
Detroit.
Yeah, Lions.
Detroit.
But then 13 to me is still between.
How is Detroit a better defense than the Giants?
They're not. The Giants, bro.
The Giants. So the Giants.
Let me tell you why. Right? Because all of the Giants have a great front four. They do have a great front four. I think the biggest thing that factors in, if we're not factoring in, is that Detroit's offense is very steady, which also gives them more longevity.
Bro, we're talking about defense, bro.
I'm being real with you. I'm looking at this defense and the Giants getting toasted because they're gonna be on the field the goddamn time.
Well, hey, all I know is that when it comes to the Detroit Lions, one, their pass rush is still not going to be like all-time or elite. Aiden Hutchinson's a good player, but he's not going to put you over the edge in terms of getting to the quarterback. He gets pressure. 2, their linebacking core is meh. And 3, their secondary is relying upon Terrion Arnold to be some guy.
Is anybody else fighting for the Giants other than Riddell because he's a Giants fan?
I'm just telling you, people, the New York Giants are about to do some crazy stuff.
What's your case for the Giants over the Packers, Riddell?
Well, the Giants have a better. I'm so mad that the Packers got Xavier McKinney. I am super upset. So, Giants obviously have the better defensive line.
Do we think Giants are better than the Packers?
The thing is, when it comes to football, the most valuable defensive, the most value you can get from your defense is getting to the quarterback, and the Giants have one of the, if not the best defensive line in football right off the rip. The Packers don't have a great defensive pass rush. They have a good, steady defensive line in terms of depth, but no one that can consistently get to the quarterback. Linebacking core is very meh as well, so that's pretty much a wash there.
I like their linebacking core, and they added one of the best linebackers in the draft.
Who did they add?
The guy from Georgia, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Well, I mean, linebackers are hard to be good right off rip. It takes a while to adjust.
But also, McKinney and Jair in the backfield together, that's deadly. I'm sorry, McKinney and Jair, you gotta deal with both of them in the backfield.
Their secondary corner is still bad. Like the corner after Jair is bad.
So what? You don't need number one good corner in this league nowadays, man. You don't need great corners.
Hey,
you think Brian Banks is good?
You got a you got an elite corner and a great safety, and then a mid number 2.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean the Giants got a good up and coming quarter in Deontay Banks. They do have Rashawn Gary. That's a good point, Josh. I forgot about Rashawn Gary. They do have him. He's a good defensive tackle for sure. or is he edge? I don't remember. He's one of those. He's more of a power guy from my
Well, I
memory.
know if he edge, he ain't gonna play. He ain't gonna burn like that because Brian Burns and Kevin
Yeah,
start.
and then the Giants have like a solid safety rotation, especially since they drafted that one safety. Who was it? Like Tyler Nubin to come and play. Hey, I will vouch for the Giants. Packers are interesting. I feel like the Bills are interesting here too.
Do we think the Giants are better than Detroit?
I think the Giants are better than Detroit. Packers a little bit more.
What about the
more of a
Saints?
conversation.
What about the Saints?
I think I have them all above the Saints.
Yeah.
Why?
The Saints are gonna be trash, bro.
The defense?
Yeah.
Literally what you said about the Giants. They're going to be on the field a lot, and I think they have less talent.
Why we don't like Jacksonville?
The Saints are probably going to have a decent defense.
I have the Jacksonville above the Saints.
I have the Bucks above the
I
Saints.
look at Detroit. Detroit picked up Carlton Davis. They got DJ Reader, Aiden Hutchinson. Y'all have big love in him, right? They got Teron Arnold from Alabama. Man, stop playing with it. They weakest thing was their secondary, and they upped that. That is last year's better. Carlton Davis was a top 12 safety 12 corner last year. I don't want to say 10. He's a top 12 corner. Like, I didn't see him get cooked. Like, he was one of the bright spots. Him and Antoine Winfield, one of the bright spots of our entire defense. I'm going with Detroit being solid. Not only that, they have a very solidified type of identity. Like, they're real physical. And again, then you went and got two corners that are very hard on press. Like, I'm going with Detroit, man. I'm going with Detroit being better defense than Giants.
My final vote is the Buffalo Bills. I think y'all are sleeping on the Bills. I'm gonna be honest. That's my final vote.
I'm not none of that. I think I have all those teams above the Bills.
And I got love for Jacksonville too.
The Bills are better than you think. I can really break down the Bills. They are way better than you think. They are
they lost their captains. They didn't replace them, but you're saying they're still going to be fine.
They did replace the safeties. They got two average safeties. Hey, give you that. They also drafted a safety. And also, they still got three really good corners. They got Taron Johnson, who's all pro. They got Bentamore.
Who's the Bills D line?
They got the Razul Douglas from the Packers.
They have Ed Oliver as their DT, but he's not a pass rusher.
Their defensive line was top 5 in sacks.
Oh, Von Miller
not doing jack shit. They were a top 5 in sack pass rush team with Von Miller not doing jack shit. They have the same exact defensive line than they had last year.
Who that dude on the other side of Von Miller? He's nice as shit.
Greg Russo is a dog.
He's nice as shit.
The Bills have the same pass ruch. Their linebacking core is more healthy because Matt Milano was injured all last year. Their cornerbacks are good, and their safeties
you ain't gonna convince me. You ain't gonna convince the Bills of Raiders. You ain't convincing the Bills of Raiders. So either we gonna put Detroit right here, or we gonna put somebody that ain't the goddamn Giants and the Bills. New York ain't gonna know. I'll put Detroit here. I'll go Giants right after them, and then right after them, Oakland.
I'm gonna be vouching from the Giants and Bills moving forward, so do with that as you will.
I'm going with Detroit. I think Detroit's biggest problem, like I said last year, with their secondary, and they improved that. You got to get Detroit.
I'm fine with Detroit.
Yo, bro, I can almost guarantee Detroit's like be a better defense than the Bills next year.
You tripping, bro?
I can almost guarantee it, bro.
Who you think? Who you think, F.A.? You like Detroit?
I like Detroit for sure.
Detroit
is legit.
Yeah, I'll vote it, my guy.
Why are we Detroit just added? They added.
Yeah, I'll vote it, my guy. Stop being petty.
Fine. All right.
13,
I'm picking the
Packers.
Giants. The Giants or the Bills. That's my pick.
I'm going Packers.
I'm cool with the Packers too, actually. Nah. I'm fighting for Oakland. Fuck that, Oakland, man. Fuck that. I'm going Christian Wilkins and motherfucking Max Crosby. They have a great line.
Secondary.
But their front seven gonna be so nice. They don't need too much crazy in the secondary.
Who do they have in the secondary?
They got a couple Jags back there. Ain't gonna lie to you.
Like who?
I like where you guys rank the line.
Like I'm gonna tell you right now. Give me a second. Because they did get that safety from the Patriots. I mean that corner from the Patriots. Oh,
You talking about the Raiders?
Let's see, guys.
Yeah.
So they got
They
Cornell
got Jack
Armstrong, they
Jones,
got
who's like our
Ja'Carrion,
cornerback 4.
Bennett, they got MJ Devonshire,
Yeah, that shit not looking good.
You're naming ain't shit niggas.
they got Jack Jones. I think y'all had Jack Jones.
Really, I'm sorry.
He
Their
was our
secondary
he
is
was our
horrible.
corner 4.
Yeah, he was our
Josh
corner, bro. Their corner, their
But that
secondary
O
is
line,
so
that
bad.
D line they got is really nice.
So
let's
you
see
got
who
the
else they
so you
got.
got the Patriots leftovers or sloppy fourths.
Literally.
Don't you say that? That's nasty. Don't say that.
Jack Jones.
They
could
got
be on the
Mark. They
field
got
for
Marcus
us.
Epps.
He's not good.
Yeah, they got, I mean, listen, man. I think that front seven gonna be real nice, man.
The front seven could be nice, but once that ball's in the air,
Yeah, it's over. You're
Y'all
beating them over
cooked.
top every time. Like they don't have a true.
They were
range
number
guy
one in
to
takeaways
play.
last year, though. Even with this bad corner play, y'all say.
I mean, true, but that's awesome.
Raiders they were the 9th ranked defense on PFF last year.
I mean, that's PFF.
I still have them over the Bills. So
The Raiders. The thing about Raiders is they play with aura, man.
Who you got right here, Mike?
You got a bunch of guys. They just play with aura.
I'll go Oakland. I'll go Oakland for this because I
Who you got,
want
Halfback?
this little dog.
I don't know, bro. It's y'all hard to say. Like I like what the Raiders is doing, bro, but to say it, I don't know. It's kind of like I need them to prove it first, type shit.
Who you
About like
like?
13 through 16 is that they're all like around the same tier. Like they're not like that much better than the other. Like I'm sorry, the Raiders, the Jags, Packers, Giants, like they're all like in the same tier because a lot of them have stuff to prove, but a lot of them do have talent.
Well, me and
So-
Lonnie got Oakland. Who you got?
I mean,
Josh?
I'll take Oakland.
No,
But to me,
majority vote. Get
Oakland
him
and
out
the
of here.
Packers ain't different.
Majority vote.
Yeah, Oakland and the Packers ain't too different to me.
Raiders. I need y'all to respect the Bills and the Giants. How about that?
Yeah, I ain't
Okay,
respecting
Yeah, I'm gonna
shit
go.
on
I'm taking the
Bills.
Giants defense over the Raiders defense any day.
Well, yeah, I voted. We're taking Raiders.
I'm going Packers.
I'm going
I'm
Packers here.
Giants or Bills.
Who you want? Who you want? Halfback?
Packers. I'll go Packers. I like the Packers here.
All right,
Packers.
3-2. Now I'll go Giants at 15.
Yeah, it's the same. I'm cool with Giants here.
This is spite, bro.
Yeah, their D line, bro. You guys don't understand. The rotations they're gonna have with that pass rush is gonna be monsters. Like
I
bro.
think Christian Wilkins and motherfucking Max Crosby are better than the entire Giants D line. Stop it.
As a
Yeah,
comparing
I'm
like
already
5 guys to 2.
pissed.
That's like 5 guys to 2.
Hey, Josh. I was in the podcast when niggas told me Aaron Donald was better than Lamar Woodley, James Harrison, and Brent Kiesel put together. So I don't hear that shit.
Bro,
Bro,
Aaron
that
Donald
was
was
Trent.
Aaron Donald was getting a triple team. We showed you multiple instances of Aaron Donald getting
But
triple team.
Josh, do you still
not
think
good.
he's better than Lamar Woodley, James Harrison, and Brent
Aaron
Kiesel?
Donald is the second best defensive player ever.
He's not, Josh. You
He
just
is.
said because you only see him play.
He is. But that's for another conversation.
He's
We'll
in
get
the
to
argument for second best ever.
Have fat. You take it. Reggie White or Aaron Donald?
Come on, bro.
Bro, I mean, but like, hold on. Wait, I just want
Even
the
Trent, as they say.
ever, bro.
Yes,
The second best
Aaron
ever?
Donald's in the argument for second place ever. Even if you don't want to put him second, he's 100% in the argument. 100%.
He's definitely in the argument. Second might be dragging. Even if it's dragging it, he's definitely in the argument.
Okay, so no Deion Sanders, no
That's the
Warren,
argument.
Deion's an argument.
no.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a
No Ray-
lot.
no Ray
bro.
Lewis.
Like we're really going to jump everybody and put
No
him.
Ed Reed.
Aaron Donald's that great.
Aaron Donald's better than Ed Reed.
Yeah, Aaron Donald clears that read.
He's been
Sorry.
all
He
pro.
cleared-
He's been
you
all
know
pro
what
since
I'm
his
saying?
second
You have to
year.
understand,
He's
really,
been all-
really,
He's
'cause
been the
when we
best
put
in his
into perspective,
position since
bro,
his second year. Every year. Second year, he was the best defensive tackle.
Arguably,
Third year,
his
he was
rookie
best
year.
DC in the
and
league.
every year he's top 3 in defensive player of the year. Every year.
But respectfully,
on top of that,
who
he's
has Aaron Donald competed with though? And what guards? What like? I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even
What
gonna do
guards
it.
did Aaron Donald play against? Yo, do you want me to pull up that picture of Zach Martin and Tyron Smith double teaming that man? Like,
Zach
bro,
Martin's a Hall of Famer.
like Zach Martin's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best guards ever.
Jason Kelsey's a Hall of Famer.
Thank you. Like the list goes on. Please.
And look at how
But
many.
he also,
but, like,
hold
you
on.
know how many-
He also played in the era where, can you name me another DC that was productive as he was?
Another
DT.
DT.
Chris
Defensive
Jones.
tackle. Your guy, DeForest Buckner.
Chris Jones.
Come on, man, don't do
JJ
that.
Watt. JJ Watt played a lot of DT.
Don't-
as
Yeah, JJ
well,
Watt's
as well
an
as
interior
DN.
defensive lineman, so yeah, he counts.
Who?
Watt.
JJ Watt played on the inside and on the
Oh,
Yeah, he's an
outside.
interior
shut
player.
the.
He's an
Okay,
interior player.
JJ Watt was my favorite defensive player. You
When
can't
JJ
tell me
Watt
he
was a
didn't play no
3-4
DT.
DN. That's an
You
interior
cannot
player.
tell me he did not play no DT.
Whoa. When JJ Watt was in his prime, who's better, Aaron Donald or JJ Watt?
Come on, bro.
Prime for prime. No, come on.
AD.
Who you got, Hefe?
JJ Watt, no question.
Bro, nostalgia bias is really a crime.
Not, bro. It's not nostalgia bias, bro. It's not nostalgia bias.
Y'all sat
Real
here
life,
and
you got
told me
games, you
Rondé
have
Barber
games.
and Chris McAllister can hold Richard Sherman's job. Like,
Huh?
you told one of y'all told, I think it was Early who said Chris McAllister is on the same level as Richard Sherman. Like, that's just
We
nostalgia.
talking about Chris McAllister. We talking
That's an
about
example of your nostalgia bias, though.
no. I mean, I get all right, cool. That's whatever.
I literally live. I'll be real with you. I was talking shit with the Chris McAllister thing. I honestly think JJ Watt in his prime. Because here's what we're not talking about, right? JJ Watt is not only as disruptive as Aaron Donald in his prime. JJ Watt gonna give you SWAT downs. JJ Watt gonna give you picks. Like,
Interceptions.
come on, bro.
We're
What
talking
you
about
I'm telling y'all?
bro.
Y'all, it's the
As
same
well
argument.
as
It's
one of
the
the
same
most dominant
argument.
people at
It's
his
the
position
same
at the
argument,
time.
John, with
I can
TJ
agree
Watt.
with you early in Hefe.
It's the
but the
same
thing-
argument, TJ Watt. You rather have Michael Parsons, you rather have Nick Bosa over a nigga who not only gonna give you 15 to 20 sacks, he gonna give you picks, he gonna give you forced fumbles, he gonna like, come on, bro, he gonna give you swats. Like that
But you have
nigga.
to-
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
keep
Y'all
going,
be
keep
unfair.
going.
That's
Early, here's
affecting
my-
the team, bro. That's not just playing and being dominant. That's affecting
Do I
the
think
game.
Aaron Donald is best all time? Yes, because JJ Watt died out
Yeah,
after a while.
that's the thing early. So like JJ Watt's my favorite defensive player ever. Like that's just my personal defense because when I really got into football,
Lonnie, take the bias out of your head. Do you take him
no, that's
in
why. No,
prime
so I'm
versus Aaron
taking
Donald
the
prime?
bias out. So when you're talking about like their peak, like the best versions of themselves, JJ Watt is the better player
Period.
with
That's all
the
I'm asking.
best
That's all
version.
I'm asking you.
But unfortunately with JJ Watt, he had injury after injury after injury. So like his peak is a lot shorter than Aaron Donald's. Aaron Donald's was the best DT his second year. It took JJ Watt to get to that level, maybe his third year, late second year, but his first year, you could argue he was a top 3 defensive tackle. You could argue he was a top 5 defensive player his rookie year. You
But
couldn't
did
say
he
that for
play?
JJ
My
Watt.
thing is this though. He didn't. Who else was there at DT? You can't even name me nobody, guys.
Why does that matter? D-line is
hold
D-line.
on,
What does
hold on.
that
Because
matter?
niggas
Hold
like,
on,
whoa,
hold on.
niggas
Hold on.
like it was a time when Dominic
we
Two
can
played. There
name
was a
people.
Gerald McCoy. I mean, there was a Gerald McCoy playing. There was a Geno Atkins playing. Like there were other guys playing DT that were amazing.
Yeah, but if you're playing your position and you're still the best that you're like Michael Jordan up there was not like all like the best shooting guards weren't playing around the time Michael Jordan was playing. There were other guys that were good shooting guards, but Michael Jordan was still the best player in the world as a shooting guard. And the rest of the shooting guard comp was not the same. The same applies for Aaron Donald. He was the best defensive tackle at his time, and the other defensive tackles weren't like that, but they were still great defensive ends. So it's like just because like there's another defensive tackle. I'm sorry, he's defensive tackle leading the league in sacks. What other defensive tackle is doing it to the degree of Aaron Donald? There's not one.
Three technique, by the way.
One.
A 3 technique.
I'm not doing. My thing is this. I think Aaron Donald is a top 5 to 7 defensive player all time. Point blank. Period. He ain't top 2. Period.
You could say he's not top 2. I'm fine with people saying that he's in the top 5, but he can't leave the top 5.
But
I think it's a 5 to 7. Ain't nothing to talk about.
Wait, hold on. So, what is more valuable, being a unstoppable pass rusher from the edge or from the inside? What is more valuable?
To me, it's the inside because people on the inside. What other DT?
Nigga, but JJ could go anywhere. And again, hold up. Because
Aaron Donald can go everywhere too.
As great as he was, and he was very great. We're looking at a guy who, yes, Aaron Donald was absolutely great, but Aaron Donald played again. Like, let's be real. Aaron Donald ain't never had a bad cornerback there.
What are you talking? What are you saying?
What does that even mean?
He never had a bad cornerback there. All I'm saying is,
Bro.
it might allow you to get a little bit more time to get to the
So we
quarterback
gassing up Darius
when you
Williams.
got. Now I'm being nasty, but I do believe that honestly, though, as disruptive as AD was, honestly, he was very disruptive. JJ Watt was just as disruptive, and also JJ Watt was not only going to be disruptive. Listen, what I'm saying, he's not only going to be disruptive. JJ Watt was going to be a guy who gives you interceptions. He's going to give you fumble. He's going to give you sack fumbles, and he's going to also give you SWAT. JJ Watt and his ability to SWAT down passes.
I agree with
so
you early,
fucking elite,
but that was
dog,
only like a
that other guys started learning how to do it,
window
man.
before he got injured.
Versatility doesn't
That's a
necessarily
2-year
make
window.
you
We're
better.
talking about Aaron Donald's whole career.
yeah.
He was like that.
Versatility doesn't
Let Josh
necessarily
go,
make you
Josh.
better. Aaron Donald's the better pass rusher, period. He gets
Listen,
double
is
teamed.
Aaron Donald
If
strictly on the inside,
JJ
or
Watt
do they
got
not
hurt like
move
that,
Aaron
it broke
Donald
my
around?
heart because he
Stop
wasn't the
being
same. Then he got
nasty.
hurt
Aaron
again,
Donald
and then
get
he
moved
wasn't the
around.
same
Wait,
from
hold
even then.
on. Let Josh finish.
Okay, let me put this straight. The rate at which Aaron Donald gets double teamed is way more than any defensive player ever. Like, it's not even close. And he's still winning more than any defensive lineman in the league. Edge rusher, interior player, does not matter. He's still winning no matter what. No defensive player on the line is doing that like Aaron Donald is. No defensive player on the line is as dominant in today's game than Aaron Donald. Not J.J. Watt. No.
And I want to put JJ Watt over him, but if he never got hurt like that, then I definitely, and if he played like that, if he never had those injuries, then I would be pushing JJ Watt propaganda nonstop. But the fact is, he was better to me. Like, his peak is better than Aaron Donald, but that's like 2 years, and then that major injury, and then what happened at the end of that season? Then that season he got injured again, and then he got injured like a third time, and then so he wasn't the same. So he just kept on going down and down and down, and he was still serviceable, but he wasn't at the peak. Aaron Donald never had those major injuries, so he was at the second year. He was the best defensive player, and that did not change.
I think it's as rough as Aaron Donald is. I'm taking Deion Sanders over him any day.
I'll take Lawrence Taylor over Aaron Donald.
LT is number one.
Lawrence
LT is
Taylor
number
is the
one.
greatest who's ever lived. We know that.
LT's clearly
Ain't even a
number
conversation to have, guys. Come on, let's be real.
I mean,
someone
when
says-
motherfuckers was talking, I had to make sure, bro. I had to make sure.
You know, but someone says,
also-
Deion's better than
also-
AD. I'm not gonna get mad at that. I'm like, okay, it's
I
Deion.
looked at also early. I looked it up, to see what other interior defensive linemen. I mean, he's there. And Ndamukong Suh is still playing during Aaron Donald. Geno Atkins
Stop
was
it!
playing.
Stop it!
What do you mean,
Because
stop?
What do you mean,
Ndamukong Suh
stop
came
it?
in.
They were still playing.
What
He
year
was
did
still
Ndamukong Suh get drafted though?
And Ndamukong Suh, I don't know. Let me look.
Same year as McCoy, early 2000s.
Did Ndamukong Suh?
Y'all keep doing this nigga on his last towards his end versus niggas that's coming in. Come on, stop it.
You said who is his comp? I'm giving you his comp.
Because I ain't gonna hold you. Ndamukong Suh is a force, bro. Like, if you talking about prime Ndamukong Suh, bro.
And Ndamukong Suh got drafted 2010. Aaron Donald got drafted 2014. 4-year difference.
And I hope you know.
That's
bro,
not bad.
when Ndamukong Suh came into the league, bro, did he or did he not change the fucking game, bro?
No, he was a dog.
He was talking about heavy. He was talking about heavy.
It's just
Like,
Aaron
come on,
Donald
man.
came in the league and
Like, you can
completely
compare.
overshadowed
You
everything
can't
Ndamukong
just
Suh
compare
did.
Aaron Donald to other D tackles. Though. You can then compare him to edge rushers too, which is crazy. You
Okay,
cannot do that for
Right.
any
And
D
he's
tackle.
crazy,
But
but he's in that round, though. He's in that round.
Whoa. Because
Oh, there was also Calais Campbell.
None of us have any problem with saying
Cox.
Aaron Donald's the
What are you
greatest
really
tackle of all
doing?
time. None of us have ever not said that, bro. He's the greatest tackle of all time. Because he's the greatest tackle of all time doesn't make him one of the greatest defensive players of all time, as far as especially top three. There's no way you're telling me that he's better than Reggie White. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck which some of his double teams. Reggie White was not only more productive. Reggie White played inside. Reggie White did 2 years of playing D tackle, and in them 2 years of playing D tackle, he had 18 sacks and 21 sacks. Them
He was
21
not
sacks.
attracting more defensive
Whoa,
assists than Aaron
young buck. Young buck. The 21 sacks was in 12 games, my nigga. Let's stop talking like niggas wasn't out here getting busy.
Again,
early.
that's why I say.
Wait.
Also, don't forget, they wasn't passing the ball 50 fucking times a game, bro.
That shit matters, dog. No one talks about it. That shit matters.
FA, I
Okay,
understand that.
Reggie White is debatable.
He's not getting doubled as much as Aaron Donald. To win 1-on-1, cool, you're going to be more productive. But when you're getting doubled every single snap, of course you're not going to be as productive as someone else.
So when it comes to the top defensive tackles around that time, when it comes to the top defensive tackles, Haloi Nada, but he was at the end of the 2010s. Cam Hayward, he's still playing now. That's when he was in his prime. Geno Atkins was still getting busy. Ndamukong Suh. Cameron Jordan was playing DE and DT. Cameron Wake was balling. He was playing defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Calais Campbell was still balling. And then people also say Julius Peppers, and then of course JJ Watt. So like he had comp. We can't say like, oh, he didn't have comp. Calais Campbell was a Hall of Famer. Cameron Wake was balling.
Yeah, he 100% had comp. Let's finish up this list.
Yeah, let's get
And there's no way you think Reggie White wouldn't get double teamed. Like, it's no way you think.
not as much as Aaron Donald.
Man, stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. Aaron Donald get double teamed.
Bro, somebody got double teamed just as much as Aaron Donald. Warren Sapp was double teamed just as much, bro.
We can revisit the Aaron Donald conversation, but who's
now triple teams? Aaron Donald, that's different, nigga. That's different.
Oh yeah, no question.
That's even more rare, but I mean, hey,
that's different.
So we can put people like the Bills, Dolphins.
He keeps on trying to slide the Bills in.
No, we going with Bucks right here. We going with Tampa right here, bro.
I think you guys have
Tampa. Hell no.
I'm putting the Jaguars above the Bills, Riddell. I'm putting the Jaguars before the Bills.
Just because they lost two safeties.
I think Saints better than the Bills too.
Two safeties moving you that much?
I got the Jags over the Bills.
Lonnie, bro. Two safeties, bro.
They got a better pass. They got a better pass rusher to me. Their secondary is better to me, except for like.
Can you guarantee me that Matt Milano plays at least 12 games and I'll put him right here? Can you guarantee that?
No,
you can't.
I can't guarantee.
Yeah, besides Matt Milano, the Bills don't have to.
No, you can't. So give me Jaguars and Saints.
Yeah, you're the only one that likes the Bills.
We are not putting the Saints over the Bucks. Is that really what we doing?
The Saints aren't up there yet.
Top defense last year.
I'm saying the Jags go above the Bills.
The only thing that we can guarantee on that Bucks defense with y'all losing Colin Davis and the boys and Tony Wilfield being good. The rest of that team is so meh.
No, it's not.
Y'all depiction.
It's not though. We actually got a lot better, bro.
I'm telling y'all, bro. But hey, man,
I wasn't in control of that.
People could be wrong about the Bills. That's fine. And I'll just come on this platform say I told you so like usual. So it's all good. All right. Number 16 then. Who we putting here?
I got the Jags.
Jaguars.
Jags or Dolphins?
Dolphins.
Jags.
Why I think Dolphins gonna be so high?
They lost Xavier. They lost Howard. They lost an All-Pro DT.
I mean, Howard sucks, but
Hey, I'll be real with you. He doesn't.
They didn't really replace him with anything.
He doesn't suck.
Yes, they did. They brought in Kendall Fuller.
Yeah, Kendall Fuller's way better than
Kendall Fuller.
The Dolphins.
Kendall Fuller was a pretty good slot defender this past season.
Known for their defense last year, and their defense is worse than last year. Last year, the Dolphins not a good defensive team. Let's be real. That offense, they're top 3 offense. Their defense is not worth.
Their defense was carrying them at the last half of the season.
Yeah, let's not do that, bro. Come on.
Yeah, the Dolphins when
Jordan Poyer, Javon Holland's still one of the best safeties in the game. Jalen Ramsey's still one of the best corners in the game. Kendall Fuller is one of the better corners in the league. Like he's easily one of the best corners.
So then what happened when Jalen Ramsey and Kendall Fuller are literally covering a nigga for 10 minutes? Because what pass rush do they have? Just tell me that.
Bradley Chubb,
Zach Sealer, Jalen Phillips.
Bradley Chubb wasn't that productive when he played with the Broncos.
Bradley Chubb tore his ACL. Bradley Chubb tore his ACL, didn't he?
From my knowledge, he's playing next year. I don't know.
So we just not gonna have but when healthy, Jalen Phillips is one of the best edge rushers in the league. He's arguably
and they brought in Chop Robinson for a reason to be one of their guys eventually as well. So
there's no way I'm putting the Dolphins over the Jaguars.
And David Long Jr. is one of the best linebackers in the league too. Like, bro.
Thanks. I'm not doing
he Bradley Chubb tore his ACL on December 31st.
I mean, to my knowledge, he's playing. I don't know. Does it give a timetable on like when he's returning? Because they drafted Chop Robinson for a reason. So if he doesn't return, Chop
Phillips is going to be out for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
All
not.
he says
I'm
is
not,
rehab is going great.
I'm not bringing up injuries.
Jaguars.
What? I'm usually the Jaguars guy. Why are you hyping up this defense? Because their defense last year wasn't that great.
Yeah, I don't know what you're hyping.
Wait. So hold on. With the Dolphins,
Eric Armstead's good though.
So not only did Chubb tear his ACL, Phillips tore his Achilles. So your two best pass rushers are coming off of season-ending injuries.
But why
Yeah.
are we injury taxing the Dolphins? We
Because
haven't
that,
injury
I'm
taxed
sorry, that
any.
ma- if your two
We
best
haven't
pass
injury
rushers
taxed any
tore their
team.
ACL and their Achilles, I'm not just gonna be like, oh yeah, no, they're gonna be the same exact.
No, they won't be the same. They won't. Definitely not.
That's fine. Like, but I'm assuming health. Well, that's the thing.
No, they also got Shaq Barrett though, bro. They got Shaq Barrett too.
Shaq Barrett's been declining though.
He's mid. He's not the same.
I'm not
guy.
calling it mid, but he's been declining. Like the last 3 years, it's been worse and worse and worse and worse.
No, I agree. I'm just saying they got past, bro.
Then
He's part of the
unfortunately,
rotation.
then he had that thing with his family, unfortunately. So I don't know if his mind's all the way there.
I like Ryan Nelson. I like the way he plays defense. I like them adding him. I think.
Why do you like the Jags early?
I like the Jag. I think first and foremost, with what he did with the Saints, I like his schemes. I like it's a couple players the Jags have picked up, man. I can't think.
Eric Armstead is one of them.
You say it again.
I really like
Eric
Armstead.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, I do too.
Armstead's
I
one of the
think
best.
that shit is a nasty pick.
I think Josh Allen is still a great. Like he's gonna show a lot of people next year. Like we
already know. We already know he's borderline. He's right there. He's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
hopefully Trayvon Walker stops being a bust and becomes a player.
I like I think them going into
easy sacks.
I think them going into a 4-3 gonna be a lot better. I think I like Walker. Like I said, I like Josh Allen. Who's that corner?
Tyson Campbell. He's a stud. He's a stud. But
Yeah.
besides that, they really like Oluokun. I'm not a huge fan of him. Like, cool. He gets a lot of tackles every year. He's not good in coverage. He's food in coverage. Barbecue chicken. Like lemon pepper wings. He's food in coverage. Evan Lloyd, he's developing, but like, he's mid. Like, there's only so many guys that move me on that defense. Like, but then again, we're getting to like the bottom. You feel me? Like we're right in the middle of the pack. So these defenses.
I mean, do we pick the? I mean, early says Jaguars. I think
Buffalo Bills are better than Jaguars personally.
I do Bills.
Yeah,
I do Bills. I go Bills. I could see
because like the Bills were like what they were doing with like Von Miller not being a factor at all, and like injuries, like it was just crazy. Like when they have Matt Milano back, who's going to be the leader of that defense, who is a borderline top 5 linebacker, or is a top 5 linebacker, it's going to be a game changer for them. So
yeah, he's very interchangeable because he can do so much in that linebacker position. If he stay healthy, he's the guy we talk about.
He's a monster.
In high regards.
Facts.
Yeah,
all right, so we could go Jacksonville here.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm cool with Jacksonville here.
Wasn't it? Oh, we're forgetting about the Vikings. The Vikings added a lot. We're sleeping on the Vikings.
I still don't like their secondary.
Yeah, I don't like their secondary either, but Brian Flores is actually making it work. Like, there was a stretch where the defense was actually like borderline top 10 statistically, which is crazy. Considering the fact that the secondary.
His blitz schemes are crazy.
I know. And their linebacking core is going to be scary with Ivan Pace and Blake Cashman they added from the Texans. And then on top of that, Grenard and Van Ginkel. Whew, pass rush.
I'm not. Let me tell you something about Van Ginkel. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
You're not doing that, bro. Did you not see him play?
Wait. Listen. Van Ginkel had a couple good games, but he got hurt. I need to see more out of him. I'm just being honest. I need to see more out of him.
But here's another thing, right? Van Ginkel was playing multiple positions. He was playing on the inside and he was playing off the edge. Great, elite run defense. His run defense was elite. I don't think that's a debate. And pass rushing wise, he was getting to the quarterback consistently.
Yeah, and they're probably going to use them in their defensive line. Definitely going to.
He's going to be a star guy for them next year. Honestly,
they brought. Don't forget, they brought in Dallas Turner too.
Oh, I forgot completely. Oh my gosh.
You like him better than Saints?
I don't even like Dallas Turner as a prospect, but like, bro, that's going to be nice.
I'm okay with Minnesota here. Minnesota.
What about Colts? Hold up, we on the Colts.
Colts have a good pass rush, trash secondary.
Yeah, Kenny Moore is trash in my opinion. I don't like Kenny Moore at all. And then Juju Brents is still trying to develop. He's a project type of guy. Who's their edge opposite of Kwity Paye? Is it Samson Ebukam?
Let me check.
Probably
and don't forget they got Latu too.
Oh, don't even get me started on him. Defensive rookie of the year, man. Come on.
That pass rush is gonna be so they.
what team is this?
Obokam. the Colts. Samson.
So why
both
what we
the,
talking about? What we talking about with the Colts? What we playing with the Colts?
like I said, they have a good pass rush. Their front
we're just
four
waiting on all
is
these
be
teams.
great.
Like, they're a bunch of-
Here's the name. How do we feel about Riddell, your guys? Those St. Louis used to be, now Los Angeles Rams.
I feel like the Rams can be sneaky good. I think people
They're
are
gonna be
sleeping.
nasty.
I don't know if they'll be better than the Vikings because of Brian Flores, though, and I don't know if
Brandon
they'll be
Fisk is
better.
good.
They'll be better than the Vikings, bro. They got Fisk and what was it, Jared Verse, bro? That's they
Definitely.
real.
Wait,
The
are you an FSU guy? Have you been an FSU guy? Like, is FSU your favorite college team?
Nah, I just watch a little bit of ball.
Yeah,
He's a Tampa Bay
That boy
fan,
Verse
so
is
he-
nice. I couldn't
He
even
got
lie.
he
Verse is
apparently
nice.
he likes Florida.
Yeah, pretty much. But Fisk, bro,
Florida.
Fisk is going for bro. Fisk, that D tackle, bro. He's gonna be solid for them, bro. He's really.
Do we like how do we feel about the Titans?
They're a wait and see.
Especially with the Darius.
They're like a wait and see. Like, they added
Put
Snead,
the Titans over Tampa, bro.
but they lost. What's his name?
Oh, Vrabel, bro. I gotta see like what because Brian Callahan, bro, he has no motion, bro. I know he was the offensive coordinator of the Bengals, but he wasn't calling a lot of the plays too. And then I don't know who their defensive coordinator is. It's hard for me to say how good they'll be, to be honest.
Didn't the Titans lose Danico Autry to the Texans? That's so gross. He's nasty. He's a dog. He's
And
creepy
the
or
Texans
false.
picked up
He's
Daniel-
old.
And the Texans picked up Daniel Hunter. And I think I ain't gonna lie. I believe the more I watch tape on Anderson, man, he coming.
Oh yeah,
No, he's not coming. He's there already. He's crazy.
He coming. He's not here yet. Because a guy like Will Anderson should be 15 sacks plus a season, dog. Like a guy like Will Anderson,
The run defense.
a guy like Will
there,
Anderson could be. For me, a guy like Will Anderson could be a poor man's DeMarcus Ware.
I mess with it. All right, who?
Will Anderson. But I feel like a lot of y'all don't value run defense that much in the edge rusher. I feel like because run defense.
Why I don't value run defense as much is because nowadays there are only about 7 backs who actually get enough carries to where it matters. I think most teams now, a lot of teams that don't have the greatest run games, they use their pass game, their short pass game as a run game.
Yeah.
I mean, run defense is valuable, but obviously I take in consideration the most value aspect, which is obviously getting to the quarterback. And then if we're kind of splitting hairs, then we can talk about how well they kind of play the run. Also, it's very scheme dependent too when it comes to a lot of these teams because some defenses want their edge rushers to stay home more versus they just want to be aggressive. So it's hard for me to assess.
That is true.
Why don't we believe in the Saints though? Please tell me.
Saints could be here too. I don't think there's going to be a drop off for the Saints, to be honest.
There will.
Bucks could be a top 20 defense.
Nah, man. I'm telling you, Bucks gonna have a really good defense. We lost Shaq Barrett, picked up Chris Broswell. We also got Taki Smith from out of Georgia, bro. We got Bryce Hall to replace Carlton Davis, which Carlton Davis missed hella games. What? That shit hurts at the end of the day.
But he was solid when he played, goddammit.
No.
You have the best safety in the league. Point blank, period.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Winfield's crazy. Oh my god,
bro. And we also got Jordan Whitehead back,
second best.
That nigga had like 5 of everything. He had like 5 forced fumbles, 5 sacks, 5+ picks. You like, God, this nigga, everything.
He's a crazy blitzer, crazy run defender, crazy in coverage. He's a jack of all trades.
Josh, you think he's better than Kyle Hamilton?
They're same tier. How you rank them does not matter to me.
I think, this is my favorite count.
If you're asking me, I enjoy watching Winfield.
The reason why I have Kyle ahead is just because he's taller, faster, a little bit stronger.
Really the physicals that.
But Winfield makes all.
But Kyle,
when it comes to skill set, they're the exact same tier.
And I gotta tax Cal. That Ravens defense, what does Antoine Winfield looks like Ed Reed at Ravens defense, dog. Like, guys who are able, what Antoine Winfield does for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if he's able to do that plus free roam a little bit more because
he was our defense.
Talk about the Ravens defense. One of the first things you have to talk about is Kyle Hamilton. He's one of the main reasons why that defense was to the level that it was.
They
You could
have
say, yeah,
Whoa,
this
whoa,
piece,
whoa,
this
whoa,
piece.
whoa, 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 whoa. Ravens had whoa. The fuck are you talking about?
Also, you know
What do you
Marcus
mean what I
Williams
thought?
was hurt
Did
the
you
whole
watch it?
year.
I watched them play. Did you watch him play? He was one of the biggest reasons why they were that good.
Do you
For
know?
sure.
Do
Bro,
you know
that's
who
why
the Ravens?
Winfield was our defense last year,
The
bro.
Ravens'
Yeah, no,
strongest
I
part of
agree.
the Ravens
Like,
are their
they're the
front
same team.
seven.
To me, it's
If
like
a
one
nigga
A,
has
one
a
B.
top front seven, his backing is always going to be easier to handle. Who the fuck is the Buccaneers having their top
If you
seven?
watch them both play, they are both great. They both do a lot of great things. Like I said, it's 1A, 1B to me. The only reason why I have Kyle Hamilton above, because like when it comes to skill set, they kind of cancel each other out. But the only difference is Kyle Hamilton is bigger, stronger, and faster. But
Kyle
like
Hamilton bigger, stronger than who?
Anton Winfield.
Man, nigga ain't nothing but taller than Antoine Winfield. He ain't a better tackler. He
No, he's
don't have
not.
better
No, he's not.
instincts.
No,
Man,
he's not.
stop it, man.
No, he's not. No,
You
he's
need
not.
to watch his film early. That's all I gotta say.
You need to
Watch
watch
it.
that
Kyle
Winfield.
Hamilton.
You gotta watch that.
I said it's 1A,
Is a
1B.
better
I said it's
tackler
1A, 1B.
in the open field than
Yeah.
Antoine Winfield.
Okay, I'll say this. Hamilton's definitely more rangy in my opinion. Like the ranginess you gotta value, bro. Like Hamilton literally like covers 1/3 of the field by himself. Like y'all forget, Marcus Williams was hurt the entire year. So that man, Kyle Hamilton, was doing a lot of the dirty work by himself. Like you guys can say,
Okay.
ooh,
Can you
can
name
say,
me?
oh,
Watch
Geno
this, though,
Stone.
John.
Geno Stone had a bunch of picks. Geno Stone got a lot of those picks because of Kyle Hamilton.
Name me the corners on the east side of him though.
The corners? Talk about Humphrey.
And who else?
Last year they had Kendall Fuller.
No, Kendall Fuller was on the Commanders.
Yeah, you Commanders.
Was he? Who is the? There was. I feel like there was a K name on the Ravens last year.
So y'all want name me who was playing with Winfield last year.
No one's saying Winfield is bad. Like I said, he's 1B.
Him and Hamilton the same
1B
tier.
is not a knock. 1B, how is 1B a knock?
He not.
Saying you
The Ravens-
best in your position is not a knock.
He's
The
better than
Ravens corners are Brandon Stevens and Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, Brandon Stevens ain't moving nobody. Buns, trash.
Because I'll say this, Fa.
Yeah,
If you swap Winfield and Kyle Hamilton, they're still the best defense last year. They're still the best defense.
Yeah, nothing changes.
So,
Nothing
okay,
changes.
let's do this. Let's do this, right? So I'm looking at.
We gotta finish this list first.
No,
Yeah, we getting off track.
yeah. I'm like, we got.
Where do you rank? Do you think he's out of like a top 2 safety early?
No, he's number 2.
So what's the problem? I have him number 1. Okay, whatever.
No.
All right.
I think Antoine Winfield is the best safety, hands down. It's not even a debate.
I do too.
That's fine. We got it.
That's
Okay.
right.
Early. Who do you want for 18? Who's your pick?
I'm going with Saints.
Okay, Lonnie. What do you think?
I'm fine with Saints.
Hefe?
You can argue Bucks though.
Hell no. How many pieces did the Saints lose this year? Let's not forget they definitely had a downsize because they was in some cap trouble. So they let a lot of people go.
Did they? I can't think of
they
any
did.
important
I
defensive
don't know who
players
they let
are.
go. I think they did have cap issues though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but like, who on the defense did they lose? I don't think they lost anybody
Mainly they couldn't re-sign.
because Tyrann Mathieu still here, Marshawn Lattimore still here. They added Chase
they didn't
Young.
lose nobody, I don't think.
Yeah, Demario Davis is still here. Like their defense is still here.
Yeah, Saints here is fine, I think. Saints definitely fine here.
Yeah,
They have no defensive line.
Chase
like
Young
Saints.
and
Chase Young gonna get ran through.
Huh? What you mean? by that?
Badly.
He mean that nigga is not where he need to be, where he's supposed to be. That's what he mean. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you from a nigga who always saw him in Rose Bar in DC. That nigga does not work as hard as he should work. Yo, Chase Young should be a top 5 D lineman in this game. There's no way Chase Young, nigga like Michael
I
Parsons.
forget he got hurt though.
He got hurt. No, Chase Young don't want it like that. That's the
He
honest
can't
God.
stop the run. He's
Yeah,
never been
I
able to
think
stop the
both
run,
things-
bro.
Both things can be true, yeah.
number 19. I would say Miami should be here.
Yeah, Miami should go here.
Who's left? After that, Seahawks.
Seahawks, the pass rush is to.
If
Really
Mike McDonald could do
Yeah,
it,
Mike McDonald's really the only, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not high on their
I like
personnel.
Titans. I like Titans right here, 21 at 20. Now we
I
go
was-
Bucks here. We go Bucks here.
I would
I'm cool
take
with Bucks at 20.
Colts.
Yeah, I'll
put
take Colts before the Titans.
Yeah, I'll put Colts before the Titans.
Yeah, I like Colts over Bucks too. I think Colts over Bucks.
And then number 21.
I'll take Bucks here.
Are the Bucks better than the Rams next year?
That's a debate. That's a good debate.
I think they lost the second greatest player of all time.
Falcons. Even though the Falcons still have no pass
Nah,
rush,
I don't think the Falcons are better than the Bucks. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man.
They're all in the same tier, really.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. They're not.
My vote is. I think the Rams will be a sneaky good defense next year, especially if everybody stays healthy. Even though
I'll take Rams. I'll take Rams here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Bucks 22 though. I gotta go Bucks. I'm going my man. I'm going with Hefe. I'm going Bucks.
All right, bet.
And now it's starting to get tragic.
I'll put Titans here.
Let's do
I'm okay with Titans.
Let's do this to make it easier. Let's do 32. 32 is Denver. Then we go Commanders, and then we go in Chargers. I think them the three worst defense in the league.
Arizona's
Well, we already had our.
I'm gonna say Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. You're right, Arizona. Yeah, them the three. Okay, cool. I think Chargers 29. Jim Harbaugh or not, I think they're gonna be some shit next year because they was.
I think that's Carolina.
I low key. Oh, actually, you know what? Hot take. I think the Chargers are going to be sneaky good. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
Their second year. I think
If they still let Ashanti Samuel Jr. start at corner, no, no, thank you. I'll take Panthers 28 easily.
I think the Chargers have a good front four. I think their safety tandem is good.
That same front four they've been having, they ain't been doing shit for the last 3 years.
Yeah, but that's just because the coaching was ass. But next year,
at some point in time, Riddell, your player got to play, dog. Come on, dog. At some point in time, your player got to play. I'm gonna fuck.
Well, they did. Khalil Mack had a lot of sacks, and Thule got drafted last year. Thule got drafted last year. Yeah, Thule's good. Joey Bosa,
I'm sorry, the Chargers are better than the Panthers to me.
How about the Falcons, though? Have you ranked the Falcons yet?
Yeah, the Falcons should be 23.
Yeah, I'm cool. Falcons 23. But put the Panthers. You can swap the Chargers for the Panthers. Put Panthers 29. Put Chargers 28.
We saying Titans here, Tennessee.
Yeah, I like Titans after that. And then go to 29 and put the Panthers, and then put the Chargers 28. Panthers. Which leaves what else? Who else is left in these 3 slots?
All right, let me see.
What teams
so we got Seahawks left. We got the Seahawks. Did we say Vikings?
Oh, we haven't put the Vikings yet?
Yeah, we haven't put the Vikings.
I think they should look be higher.
Yeah, Vikings ain't gonna be that bad. I think Vikings above.
I think they'll be at 20. I think 20 is the fair spot for them.
Yeah, I think Vikings. I think 20 is perfect.
Yeah.
I could change that. Seahawks, Vikings, Bengals, and
Cincinnati's not that bad either.
You can put
Bengals. Cincinnati is bad. Cincinnati's bad. 25. Cincinnati's 25.
They lost to Wouzier and what's his name, Reader.
Yeah, the Breeder was tough.
Yeah, bro, Reader and Ali McNeil is gonna be one of the best D tackle duos in the NFL. Like Ali McNeil.
Reader plays for who again?
Lions.
I think it's Jacksonville.
No, he plays for the Lions.
No, Reader's in Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So we left is Seahawks and
Seattle is easily 27. Easily 27. That's bum ass Jamal Adams. Y'all like?
Yo. We like. Hey, listen. We like Jets. Jamal.
Oh, Bengals.
Okay. He said we like.
We like Jets. We don't. Nah, we done with Seahawks. Jamal. Come on.
That's what I was saying. Seahawks Jamal is a linebacker.
Well, they traded his ass. I mean, they cut his ass.
Oh, he a free agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut him.
I don't even think he's a linebacker. I think he's a backup linebacker.
That's nasty. All right. Before we go, I need niggas to understand this.
2 corners.
So hold up. So look, last year, Mr. All Pro, 15 games, 16 games, 15 games. He had 4 interceptions. This is Mrs. Kyle Hamilton. 4 interceptions, 1 defensive TD, 1 forced fumble. He had 3 sacks, 81 combined tackles. He had 8 tackle for losses, and he had 4 quarterback hits. Right, Mr. Antoine Winfield had 3 picks, 16 game, 3 picks, 6 forced fumbles, led the league. 4 of the forced fumbles he recovered. He had 8 sacks, 7 sacks. He had 122 combined fucking tackles, 6 tackle for losses, 10 quarterback hits. Hey, I'm gonna stop playing with this nigga Antoine Winfield, dog.
Yeah, he's like that.
And he's doing all that at 5'5", 203. And your nigga Kyle Hamilton is 6'4". Man, stop it, bro. Could you imagine Antoine Winfield was 6? He had some.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not.
So
He's
there's
not.
really no argument.
You're right.
You want to know a real argument though? I don't know how the Bears defense is better than the Patriots defense at all. Like the Patriots have a better defensive line. Their linebacking group better.
So was the Bears
Secondary,
not
better.
was the Bears not the top 3 defense in the league the last 8 to 9 games of the season? Yes or no?
The top 3.
They were top 3.
You can look at stats and say that, but as a group, no. I strongly disagree.
I want to say, like, who also you have to put
the
account.
Patriots, like you can say the Patriots, the second half of the season, the
half.
Patriots
Who
were
were they
top 5
playing
defense.
against?
Oh, we doing that? Y'all nasty.
I would say, hold on.
Objective, like who were they
The
playing
Bears,
against?
the Bears.
You're not being objective, nigga. You're being the guy who's a Patriots fan. What you talking about? You being objective?
Yeah, and who were we playing against? Yeah, same shit.
The linebacking. Wait, who do y'all go for the linebackers for the Patriots?
The Patriots, Jelani Tavon, Jawan Bentley were both amazing last year. Like you got to go watch their film to actually understand. Like both of them, when you first seen them play like 2 years ago, both strictly just run stoppers. But they've improved in coverage heavily, which just makes the defense even more ferocious.
So
like that, they've been able to make up for the secondary being hurt, which is crazy.
So Bears held the Packers to.
I feel like the personnel is relative. I'm gonna be honest. And then the difference maker is crazy enough. The Eberflus versus Gerard Mayo.
No, I'm taking Gerard Mayo. Come on, bro.
I gotta see Gerard Mayo in action.
In the safety gap, bro. Jabril Peppers should have been. Jabril Peppers is arguably an All-Pro last season, bro.
Jabril Peppers is good. Hopefully, Kevin.
And Kyle Duggar's there. You forget Kyle Duggar, man.
We'll see how Kevin Byard.
Like I said, hey, that bet's still open.
We'll see how Kevin Byard plays on this Bears.
What's the bet?
Maybe he's gonna revitalize.
I said that the Patriots could be top 10, but I can make it. We can amend it and say Patriots are gonna have a better defense than the Bears. I'll put 100 on that.
Yeah, I'll do that right there for sure.
Honestly, I'll put 1,000 on that.
My bets never go over $20 because hell no. Fuck, who do you think I am?
I don't want to go. I don't want to have to look for you, Josh, for $1,000. So thank you very much. No, thank you.
Let me see. I'm doing so many bets. I don't want to just put myself on these bets. All right, so we got a bet with Lonnie. I got a bet with Manny. Got a bet with Early. I got a bet with Donnie. Another bet with Lonnie.
Wait, what's your bet with Donnie?
That Eli Manning's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Wait. You say he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I say he's gonna be a first ballot. And then
how
Donnie
much you bet
no.
on?
20. I never go higher than 20.
You might as well just give him that 20, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
What was
our bet? I'll be real with you. If Eli go first ballot, bro, that's gonna be nasty only because there's so many guys who got their asses kicked when it came to like not getting their first ballot, like T.O. and all that.
Yeah, but if he plays the quarterback position, it's not the same.
But I mean, I'm be real with you guys though. We gotta understand this too, and this was so wrong about it. That last name matters, and then two, Eli Manning is really loved, guys. Like I don't know if you understand. Like no one hates Eli Manning, bro. Like so,
I mean, yeah,
that
people
can really push
beating
them.
us. The best.
Because you gotta understand. You gotta understand. The guys who vote for them are still some old niggas. So they might love Eli. Eli did everything right, bro. Eli never put his team under the bus. Eli was an Iron Man. Eli beat Brady twice. Like he might be first ballot, bro. Like it depending on who's in that back, who's back there agreeing for him, he might be first ballot.
And his last name is Manning, so I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
And Peyton has a vote.
Yeah, I personally don't want to do too many bets because at that point I'm gonna start thinking about. I'm gonna start rooting for people's downfall, and I don't want to do.
Don't go bankrupt, though, please. Come on.
Oh no, it's not a
You-
money
you-
issue. It's an integrity issue. And also, I don't want to root for people's downfall. That's why I don't like betting, because I'm gonna have to look at Garrett Wilson and actively root for his downfall. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna have to do it. So Josh Allen, I'm gonna have to praise him.
What's the Garrett Wilson downfall?
So my bet with Garrett Wilson is he gets more than 1,300 receiving yards. I don't think he does. So
Oh,
I'm not sure A-Rod's gonna be the same, so I think he'll get like.
I bet
I'm
Lonnie
not
and
sure-
I bet
I'm not
Lonnie
sure
and
A-Rod-
Manny.
I'm not sure
I bet
A-Rod
Lonnie and Manny.
makes it through the season, to be honest with you. So I don't. I'm not depending on no old ass man to make it through the season. So I don't. We'll
Yeah.
see.
I believe in Garrett Wilson. I think he can get over 1,300.
The only there's a few bet there's another bet that I actually went over 20 because it's literally guaranteed money in my pocket. Is early saying the Raiders are going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC West.
Oh yeah, that's free money.
That is
That
like
free.
get free bread right there. I can't not do
Yo,
that.
early, can I bet with you 2 games?
Nah, hey,
pretty
you know
good.
what's funny though? We laugh, but
Yo, if
when
it
we talk
happens,
about-
you
If
got
it
it.
happens, I'm done, bro. Early,
when we talk
I'm gonna
about
laugh.
me, hold on, wait. I have, other than that fucker. What's that fucker's name? That the fucker with the mustache who's on Trent's channel.
Mustache.
Who must I don't know.
White boy with the mustache. He got a thin mustache.
Oh,
Connor?
Tegan?
Tegan. Fuck
Oh,
it. No,
Tegan, yeah.
Is it Tegan? Is it Tegan?
Yeah,
He
gotta be
has a
Tegan.
mustache and he's
Yeah.
white, so that's the only person
Yeah,
I
fucking-
think of.
That's the closest one.
Fucking Tegan is the only one who got me. When I tell you, I have taken money from everybody. I'm talking about Kilt Manny, Kilt Trent. Trent don't win against me. I don't know why you keep betting me.
Trent don't win
lost like 3
against
times.
nobody. I'm be honest, bro.
You gotta lose
Bama-
to me early, believe that.
Bama got cooked by me. I took 500 out of Jalen's pocket. Like, bro, I'm beyond with you, bro. I haven't lost. Other than Tegan got me in the Super Bowl. But other than that, I haven't lost at all. So, I mean, it sounds good, but I literally have a perfect record other than Tegan. And we talk about for anybody on the panel and PC/Open Field family. Oh, y'all cook grease, man. It'd be just my luck that the Raiders be fucking 14-3 next year. And y'all be like, why did that happen? It'd be just my luck that Gardner Minshew has a 35, 7-pick, 4,200-yard season. Watch. It'd be just my luck.
That's if he even
Well,
starts, but okay.
we'll see. Hey, if it happens early, you got it. But I don't. Hey, man, my takes age like fine wine as well. So the only time,
Only take that age like fine wine with your raggedy ass is I got that Patrick Mahomes. But that's like betting on the
cap.
house.
That's cap.
That's
cap.
betting on the house.
That's 100% cap. But
Me and him both put in stock in Caleb Williams, so
it was definitely more than Mahomes. But
y'all
hey,
betting on the number 1 pick, who's known to be one of the greatest prospects in 40 years. Okay, that's a crazy bet.
the only take I was kind of wrong about, even though there's context behind it, is that I expected Trevor Lawrence to go to the playoffs and do his thing, but after he got hurt and Christian Kirk went down, it didn't work out. I was about to cook on that one too, but things happen. It's fine.
All right, but are we wrapping up?
Yeah, it's time to wrap up. That is all we got for today, ladies and gentlemen, for Open Field. This was a fun episode. Unfortunately, it was the day of the NBA draft, so everybody's watching the draft to see who is getting drafted to what team and what is going on, of course. But the NFL season's right around the corner. We can't wait for that, of course. And Brandon Aiyuk, will he stay a 49er? That is the question. We might know by next week. Any final words?
He's a Patriot.
I can see that, actually.
I would be so happy.
Well, no last words from Early himself because he's getting that $50 prepared for me.
No, man, I'm just letting you know, man. It's gonna be a loss, man. It's gonna be bad for you guys, man. I think the Raiders gonna be a top 5 defense next year too.
If Aiyuk is a Patriot, I might get early a jersey because I'm so happy.
Wait, y'all talking about getting them?
Yeah, if the Patriots get Aiyuk, I might get early. I might get you a jersey.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna be mad at that because simply I want to see how you put them numbers. I feel like you guys are so gay when it comes to numbers. And I think if he puts up 600 yards, then we talk about CeeDee Lamb. I think y'all talk about CeeDee Lamb is because of the offense when he gets force fed because he's the only option there. Not saying he ain't shit because he is a hell of a receiver, but I think Aiyuk is better.
I mean, what's the difference between Ayuk and Javon Baker, really? Anyway,
Whoa!
y'all have a good one.
That was nasty.
Take care and peace.
Right.